information in, and it could be a range of 100% higher in one company than another.
Wow.
It can be double the rate.
Are you here? Check,
yes,
check.
Sir.
You got
Thank
me
you.
here?
Yeah,
People,
you.
Okay. All right. I'll pod you up.
That's the time they should, shop around. If you're with a State Farm or Farmers or one of those, they're not going to be able to shop you.
No. So
that's the perfect time to give us a call.
With the young drivers.
Now,
how about this? Sounds kind of crazy.
Speaking of insurance, let's go to the mic first on the car wreck. We have John Fuller standing by for him, and then see what's going on. Sorry for the technical.
We don't have that.
What's that?
We don't have any of those people up, Tom.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought. Oh, that's. Okay, it said we.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Keep going then. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. We're working on it to get it back up. Who was on line one, Kelly? What's the name? Well, let's just go to line one.
No, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. I need to get another attorney on. We have this scheduled. I apologize. I had to kind of reboot the computer.
That's fine. I'll get him. We'll get him on hold. Anybody. He was just up.
Just give us whoever's there.
Well, that's it. It's us, buddy.
Okay. Well, anyway, so Brian, this is a good one. Somebody wants to know about business interruption insurance. And they want to know, when does that kick in? Somebody was having a problem collecting it. They didn't say what it was from. So I don't know if it's from whatever. But when does business interruption? We should explain that Compass Insurance Group does residential, home, auto, and that kind of stuff. But you also do business insurance, and there are different kinds of lines for business, like liability. If you have a business, you hurt somebody, or do you have errors and omissions as well?
Yep.
Okay, so what's business interruption insurance?
So, and when your first question was like, how long does it take till it kicks in? So what that is, if your business, there's a fire in your restaurant and you no longer can have customers coming in, that would be your business interruption insurance that would step in and cover you at that point. And as far as the deductible, if you want to use that word, would be a period of time. So you purchase what period of time you want. It could be a month, 30 days.
Yeah,
it could be 60 days. So, after that period of time.
What are the events that are allowed to kick it in? In other words, it can't be a bad rainstorm. I mean, what is it?
Right. Yeah. No, like I said, fire would be one, water damage. If you think about casualty losses, when those things occur, those are the ones that would come to mind most frequently. And again, it depends on the kind of business, what would be a more common loss. But for a restaurant, fire is a very common loss because there's kitchen fires and then they're knocked out of it. But and then they actually have to, kick in their business interruption insurance to be able to cover them during that time.
So even after the loss occurs, not the loss, the interruption, there's a certain waiting period.
Yes. Yeah, it's whatever you chose to purchase whenever you get the policy. Obviously, the longer period of time, the less expensive the insurance. So it's the equivalent of a deductible, just like people have a higher deductible for their home. It's a matter of tolerance as far as what they choose.
Now, I remember during COVID, a lot of people were upset that their business interruption insurance excluded pandemics.
Yep.
Why is that?
Yep. And
terrorist attacks.
Yeah, and terrorist attacks. And you'll see that, there are companies where you can buy, riders for that type of coverage, but it's pretty expensive to go that route.
When these guys, like in, where was it, New Orleans, that guy rolled over and killed all those people on Bourbon Street with his vehicle. They said that was a terrorist attack. Does that mean the insurance wouldn't pay out? Like, for example, life insurance policy,
yeah, see, that's
if
a good
you were
point.
killed by that maniac?
That's a good point,
Yeah,
Mark.
no, life insurance
doesn't have...
Yeah, life insurance doesn't have those same kind of exclusions. It's a much more broad coverage, but things like business interruption in that sense, let's say they shut down Bourbon Street and you didn't have any customers coming in. Again, it was for a short period of time, but that terrorist attack would, if your policy doesn't cover the peril of terrorism, then they could exclude that.
Okay.
Got it.
All right. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Dustin, your turn. What's going on with you, Dustin?
So I've been going through a terrible custody and dissolution of marriage battle for 2 years, a little actually longer than that. When it all first started, I just found out a whole plethora of lies that I was told.
Now, Dustin, when did this, here's what I have to ask you, though, sir. When did it all start? When did you file for divorce?
2022.
Okay, and what was it ever adjudicated? Did you get a final decree?
Yes. So I was given my son 5 days a week with my ex-wife to have him on the weekends. That was supposed to be in September 1st of 2022. My ex-wife never followed the court order, and instead, the day after the hearing, she filed a bunch of false allegations in different counties on me. Allegations of sexual assault, I mean, you name it.
Was this,
you want to make up,
so wait. So after the final decree and after the child care plan for certain visitation, your wife then tried to take that away.
Yeah, she just kept him. She never turned him over. She was actually supposed to pay $550
How long?
a month in child support.
So the divorce was final on a certain date, and she never, ever complied with visitation.
Correct.
Even though you're telling me that the final decree and the parenting plan called for certain visitation.
Correct. And I'll take it one step further. We finally got before a judge about 5 months ago and addressed the court with her noncompliance with the court order, and the judge asked her to bring my son to the court, whereas the next day I was giving him in full custody. She was only allowed 2 hours of supervision time per week. After the third visit, she tried to false report that I had broken a protection order. She's got other false allegations against me.
You should have led with that, Dustin. You were given full custody. She was the one given. She was the one given visitation. And now she's trying to do what? Correct. Is she trying to take away your custody, or does she want to go back to joint, or what is she trying to do?
She's trying to destroy my life, ultimately. That's all she's trying to do.
Okay, but I need to know this. What is her end goal? Hold on. I get it. I get it, Dustin. That's everyone's goal in a divorce, to destroy each other and let the kids suffer and be victims. That's everyone's goal. It shouldn't be, but unfortunately it is. So what I want to know is this. Now that your wife your ex is going after you, where is the child? Do you still have full custody?
Yeah, he's been with me since November 13th. I have him every single day, all day long.
Okay, Now, what kind of proof or evidence is she presenting for her accusations?
Nothing, literally nothing. It's all hearsay evidence. It's all verbal. It's
okay.
She's provided
and what
like,
how did
documents
she
that have been
actually
redacted.
Did she actually file these in court?
Yes, there's been 15 cases brought against me in court on allegations. I've spent 11 days in jail for fake allegations to only have 15 cases dismissed.
Wait a minute.
It's nonstop. It's crazy.
Give me an example of an accusation that landed you in jail.
Okay, so in Denver County, yes, sir. In Denver County, she claimed that I had sexually molested my son, who was 3 years old at the time. That my son was a product of rape, even though we were married, and that never happened. During the time we were married as well, and my son was conceived, I was actually on probation, and man, there's a lot of detail to the story. But
let me ask you this, Dustin: were you on probation for sexual charges of any kind?
Yes, an online internet offense that she was fully aware of.
Hold on, the online, was it with youngsters? Hold on.
It was 2012.
Hold on, bro. Hold on. We'll come right back to you. I'm Tom Martino, 303-713-8255.
Join Matt Goolsby for Retire Hour to hear his team in finance, healthcare, estate, and taxes discuss changes in law, strategic planning, and answer listener questions. Retire Hour, Sundays at 8 a.m. right here on KHOW.
All right, 888heating.com, the place that you want when you want high efficiency heating and air. 888heating.com. I know Garrett and his team, and they have the best prices. They promise it for the high efficiency units of any kind, including mini splits if you have to go electric. They love doing it. 303-770-2776, 770-2776. Now, if you go with an electric system on heating and you couple it with a solar system from Red Rocks Roof and Solar, you can add it all up and get a tax credit on all of it. That's what Red Rocks Roof and Solar can offer you. And they work with 888heating.com. Here's the deal. If you want a solar system, though, they can do it for you, and they're great people. In fact, they do commercial systems and can get them paid for with grants if you qualify 100%. RedRocksRS.com, our experts in the solar business. And I want you to call them, 303-704-2449. Okay, so while we're on the energy kick, let's talk Gravina's Windows. Gravina, windows and doors, or windows and siding, and they are on 950 West Evans, the original Gravina family. Yep, Larry started it in the 80s after working with his dad in the 70s. Then Nick took over with his dad, and they run a great company with 50 lines of windows. I like bragging about lines of windows because you're not forced into one. They also have multiple lines of siding and doors. So if you want to spruce up the outside of your house or get the windows, make them more energy efficient, whether you're getting solar, whether you're getting high efficiency HVAC, they all work together. That's GravinaWindows.com, GravinaWindows.com. And here's the number, 303-472-8462. And I didn't realize that spells 303 Gravina.
Very nice.
Further than, if there's more than, did you check your text?
Good morning, brother.
There's more than, I'd probably put snow tires on it. Those are nice all season. Okay. But I bought the exact same kind. The exact same kind.
As what you had before, you're saying?
Yeah. Just because I got 33,000 miles, which is insane,
right,
on that car.
So that's a heavy car.
Well, it's the torque and the heaviness. It's just crazy that they last that long.
Tires that quick.
Yeah, and they were nice and even because the rear ones are fatter.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean you can't rotate them is my point, but they wore nice and even.
A buddy of mine has a Plaid, so I drove it the other day.
It's balls to the wall, man.
Oh my God.
Is it the S though? It's not the or is it the wagon, the SUV?
No, it's the S.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, hey, Mark.
Yes, Plaid. Yep.
Mark.
Yeah, man.
So, I saw online.
I could barely, hold on, talk.
Yes, testing 1, 2, 3, 4.
You sound like you're 800 miles away, dude.
Shannon? Do I have
Shannon,
to...
I can just...
hear me?
Can you barely hear him as well, sir?
Not at all. Nope, don't, please, God, don't. You're already overmodulated on this side.
So
I don't know what's going on.
I turned my volume up. Go ahead.
All
Go
right,
ahead.
Mark.
Yeah.
So they make a 580E G-Wagon, all electric. But
oh wow!
Listen, it's so stupid. It's 6,900 pounds with batteries, and its range is.
Does that come with a pride flag on it?
It's listen, its range is like 215 miles.
That sucks, dude.
Jesus, I mean, it's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Yes, Gina.
Hi. So we have a little bit of an issue.
Just say it.
Bonnie has a conflict of interest because she's working on a case directly related against Dustin.
Oh,
you got it.
Then she can't talk, right?
Correct.
No problem.
Can we get?
Hey.
Can we get?
We don't have Harris anymore.
I know we don't, but I mean, they can answer though.
But they don't, because I have to go through so many obstacles to try to get anybody.
All right. Oh, wow.
We need a jailhouse attorney. In my opinion, what you should do. Hey, and I'm sorry if Kelly and Mark weren't getting your texts telling us to F off.
I was emotional.
I had no idea. I didn't even know we were fucking on, man.
Well, yeah, that was obvious.
Hey,
how come you didn't, say, hey?
I did but nobody else heard me. You guys didn't have headphones on yet. You walked out. No big deal.
Hey, did you paste them together?
Every
Not
show
yet,
can't
but
be
I
a
will.
home run.
I didn't paste them together yet, but I'm going to. It's
You
going to
got
be
to
good.
paste them together.
Oh, I'm going to. I'm going to have from inside to outside. It'll be great.
That shot of the belly is fucking. I can't believe it looked as good as it did.
I'm going to show these guys.
By the way, Talib asked why we weren't on yesterday. I said, well, it's because he's my President's Day. Talib got a little. How you doing, Talib? How you doing, my man? Oh, crap. More show. Stand by.
Of our American stories.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255, waterpros.net, the best water systems at the lowest prices, and I mean the lowest prices anywhere. You will get the best at the lowest. And right now, you got to call for special pricing. Now, I think he's extending the Valentine's Day special, $31.95, for all house, that's drinking water and softener, and forever chemicals. It's the best deal of the century. 303-713-8255. Okay, let's go back to the phones. We were trying to get an attorney to answer this, Dustin, but I will say this, okay? I need to ask some basic questions. Basically, what you're saying is she keeps making accusations. The courts are used to this, okay? They're used to this. Now, you say all 15 charges she brought up 15 charges and all were dismissed. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so don't the courts... Go ahead. What did you say?
There was a CPS report found that my son was being coached to say things.
I get it. So now, isn't it solved then?
Yeah.
Hold on. Isn't it solved? You had all 15 discharged or dismissed, and I mean, isn't it done?
So currently, sir, I am facing one more false allegation of harassment, which is all calls that I've left as record to just stay involved and connected to my son. He also goes through the Talking Parents app. But her and her husband run a nonprofit legal service, and they're just on this like judicial attack. They're weaponizing the justice system. It's been setting court.
So here's what I want to know, Dustin. So right now, all the stuff you told us is behind you, and the only thing going on now, and I don't mean to sound like it's a walk in the park, but the only thing going on now is basically now they're going after you for harassment.
And they're also suing me in the federal court for $10 million, and also two other civil courts.
Why are they suing you for $10 million?
They claim libel and slander because in court, under testimony or under oath, I said that I knew of her husband to have a violent history, which the judge agreed with me. That is literally it.
Well, then that would be thrown out, man.
I would imagine, but I mean, I've been going to court for 2 years plus on this, and I don't know where the justice is going to come.
So what are you calling about? What are you calling about today, Dustin? It's pretty obvious we're not going to solve your problem. What are you calling about?
Ultimately, I'm just looking for help. I mean, I'm looking for a solution, a way to prevent this harassment on me and my son.
There's no way. There's no way. They're saying you're the one harassing. You're going to have to let it play through the courts, man. I wish I had a better answer for you, but truly I don't. Anybody can use the court systems. Now, if it turns out she's and abusive service and all, or abusive, I don't know what they call it, but whatever it is, that'll be up to the judge. Dustin, this is terrible. Can you afford an attorney?
Not really, but I have been.
Now, this $10 million lawsuit, does it have any legs? I mean, seriously.
Not legitimately, no.
I'm not asking if you agree if it does. I'm asking you if she has any kind. Did you make certain statements?
No.
Did it cause them damage?
No, man. Nothing.
Have you hired
the straight line?
Have you hired an attorney yet?
I'm not doing it. Yeah, I've had one throughout the majority of this process. And some of the stuff he's done for me pro bono, but it's been hard to keep up with payments.
Well, man, I don't know what to tell you.
Well, it sounds like he's doing pretty good. If the 15 different things they came after you, so far there's only one hanging out there and the rest went away.
Yeah, he is. I don't know, man. I reached out because it's desperation time, Like, he's suing my son's principal. She's suing. Obviously, he said you can use
They're
the
nuts.
justice
They sound like they're nuts.
It's just...
What is
They
he?
are. They
What
really
is he
are.
suing? What is he
kidnapped
suing
my
the son's
son.
principal
They're both
for?
facing felony charges right now.
What is he suing this?
They're
Suing
Now,
this?
you got to be a little careful what you say over the air, too, brother.
Right. What is he suing for? The principal.
For their upholding the court order of custody.
Okay. For not letting
because
him
they
go.
weren't allowing her to go to school and do it. Yeah, she's not supposed to. She only gets 2 hours supervised contact. So.
All right, listen. I feel for you, man. Dustin, I feel for you. I don't know what else to say. I mean, you just got to battle this out. Divorces are destructive. They're destructive. Most people, like I said, do false accusations. They don't care about their kids. Their number one goal is to destroy the other. And it's a sad, sad state of events. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Frank Duran, the real estate man, he gives information free of charge. Call him. Ask him what your house will sell for, what it looks like compared to the marketplace, what you will net. He'll go through every detail. It's actually better than an appraisal because he uses actual sales figures, and it's complimentary. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. No obligation. 303-920-1622.
Yep.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Dan Kaplis today at 4, 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm.
Yeah, we're looking pretty good. No major difficulties here. We do have 270 running just a little slow out of Commerce City through Vasquez and Pena. The ramp from I-70 eastbound up the Green Valley Ranch Boulevard seemed to be a little slow. We had an earlier crash on the outbound side coming from DIA, but that's all cleared up. No accidents. It looks a little wet, a little sloppy in some areas. Still icy on those bridges and ramps and surface routes in general. North of us, if you're heading up to Fort Collins, seeing a partial closure still from a crash that's been working for hours with some backups. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
It's Mattress Firm's President's Day sale. Get matched to your perfect bed now and sleep at night. Plus, if you see a lower price, they'll match it. Hurry and stop by Mattress Firm to upgrade today. Restrictions apply.
Hey, if you are ever accused of a crime, now we just heard this guy call, right? It's devastating, and they're not all true, right? Now you can also have a DUI, and that can be pretty shattering. One thing I'm going to tell you, no matter what, never try to represent yourself ever. Never, ever. I've done the shopping for you because you should never shop under pressure. I've known Joe Lazzara for nearly 30 years. You want to talk to him free of charge up front, no obligation. No obligation, no charge. If you do hire him, he will do it on a flat rate, so you're not nickel and dime to death. Lazzara Legal, Joe Lazzara. And he knows about family law and all this stuff, too. 303-429-6200. 303-429-6200.
Thank you.
Yeah, so on auto drive, if you punch it,
and Tom, you don't have
over
anything
85,
there
it might be
trying
90
to
now in
dial
mine,
into
I forget,
Access
but
5, right?
It'll automatically redline you instantly,
I don't know
which
what's
means
going
you got
on
to pull
because
over and park
one works
before you have auto
perfectly.
drive
Five
back.
just stopped working
But if you do it 3 times in a period of time,
somebody is trying
then
to
it times you out
connect
for a
to it, and I
month.
didn't know if maybe
No
that was
FSD
you.
for a
Are they
month.
still trying?
Yep.
Really?
Yes.
You're in auto.
Yeah, because you can set the
I
speed
don't have
now.
anything in
So
this house that would be doing
say
that.
I'm on 25 and everybody's doing, let's say, 25 is not a good
You guys
example.
weren't trying
I'm on
to get,
Parker Road,
the attorney.
and
I
everybody's
was trying
doing
earlier
like
to
70, and
get
it wants to
forward?
do
To get forward?
55. I can hit the gas and bring it
I
up
was trying
75,
5
and
first.
it'll stay there.
No,
But if I go over 85 or 90 now, I forget. I don't remember what it is now.
warned you once.
Well, yeah, but when you punch it, it'll just automatically time out.
Okay. All right.
Because you're at 110 before you blink.
So I do have a trimmed down version of that video I'm going to show you.
But it's very good adaptive now. So,
guys, I'm going to show you.
It's looking at all the cars, all the lanes, and it flows.
I'm going to show you some vids.
What do you do it on? Do you do the chill mode or are you aggressive?
Very aggressive.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll go. You have to be on 25.
So it will whip in between.
Good morning, KO.
Yeah, it'll speed up to move over.
Yo, Brian.
Yeah, it's not. Tom's talking to you.
Brian.
It's not. It's not as aggressive.
Don't run off. I'll get you.
What's up?
Were you bringing your son in?
He's here. He's right next to me.
Oh, my big head must be covering him up the way they got the camera. Oh, okay.
Let me see.
I'm going to play a video right now.
Yeah, hold on. I'm going to move it.
Approach to Mark's house. We ready? YouTubers, are you ready? I'm going to try to. I gotta get it up there.
We definitely want an aerial view of Mark's house so we know where he lives.
I got to find it. It's a pain in the ass.
I'm sure you got to surf through a lot of other inappropriate videos.
No, I just for some reason it shows the size is different. I got to put a size in or something. I don't know why. Okay, I don't know why. I'm trying. It shows this thing, and it always does that. It doesn't show the size. Hold on. I will get it in a minute here.
What he's talking about.
Huh, shit. Where do I get the size to this?
It's not timed. Hey, Mark, so the YouTube that I'm watching is not live with Tom right now, right?
Yeah. It should be live.
Well, he's sitting there talking about trying to post.
Well, there's like a 30-second.
There's 30-second delay?
Yeah, always.
Okay.
At least. I mean, sometimes more, sometimes
What, on
less.
YouTube? Yeah, it could be a lot longer.
No, it's not. It's 10. Mine is 20 seconds.
Okay, it could be longer. Huh, I think what I said was accurate. It could be longer.
Oh.
Holy crap, dude.
Shut up.
Not live. This is old.
God. There's just no way we're speaking the same language sometimes.
What the hell, man? Why is it not? It's that when I show this video, it has that red mark up in the corner. I just don't. I know there's something I usually do to do that, and then it shows it. Like I got to show a size.
New call on one, Kel.
Oh.
There we
Well,
go.
we don't want to distract you from the show, Tom. Let us know how we can help.
Okay, good. Yeah. I'm going to try to show this eventually.
Too late. You already did it. We'll just see you do it.
Okay, first of all, I can barely hear you. Don't know if you have
I just can't. Do it again. Try it again. Media source. Heli. Okay.
Oh, God, we're coming back.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. All right, so let's continue here on the show with Marianne, who has an issue with trash pickup. And speaking of trash, we got Dimitri in the house. Now, that didn't sound right. I don't know. That did not sound right. What I meant
Thanks,
was...
Tom, but I know what you mean.
Deputy D, his other life...
Deputy D?
In his other life...
Who?
Deputy D is into the...
I'm in garbage. I'll be the first to admit.
Recycling.
Yeah.
And just like, remember
wait
the
a minute.
graduates...
There's a big difference.
Remember the graduates? I got one word for you. Plastics.
Yeah.
Anyway, so now Dimitri at a wedding reception would say, I got one word for you. Garbage. Garbage, I'll tell you. Anyway, Marianne, what's going on? Dimitri is familiar with the recycling and trash business. So what's going on, Marianne?
Well, I live in a condominium complex we received notification at the beginning of February that we were changing trash vendors. And the new vendor was going to be Waste Connections. Well, they came on the property around February 6th. They delivered some containers, some garbage bins, not all of them. And we have not seen them since. So we've had no garbage pickup.
So wait, so the other one was discontinuing and the new one was taking over.
Correct.
And is this a subdivision?
And the new one has not been on the property since they delivered some garbage bins. We have 4 parking lots.
Is this an apartment
Not
complex,
all the
a condo complex, a housing housing
It's a condo. It's a condo complex.
And so they have dumpsters that you all use.
The new garbage company, Waste Connections, bought some new garbage bins on the property.
Right.
But they have not emptied any of the garbage since the beginning of February.
Well, what does the HOA or the management company say?
They have been in touch with Waste Connections too, and when not getting any response, I called yesterday Waste Connections, and all the customer service was telling me, "Oh, they've been on the property. They've been on the property." No one has been on the property. We've got trash all over the place.
Now, how does it work? Do you put out your own bins, or are they centralized bins?
No, they belong to the Waste Connection.
So it's a big dumpster?
I know they belong to them, but
Yeah.
does each condo have its own bins, or how does it work? Or do you have a central bin or several central big bins?
We have several central bins.
Got it.
On the property. And everybody dumps their garbage in these bins.
Got it.
And they're supposed to be emptied 3 times a week.
Well, I mean, this isn't brain surgery. You got to call up and figure out why they're not picking it up, right? I mean, is the bill being paid?
We just signed the contract, so we haven't really had a bill yet.
Okay. Let's have Deputy D call over there right now.
Yeah, Tom, I'll be happy to. I know a guy over there, so
I know a guy.
I'll talk to Mary Ann.
I know a guy in the trash
get her vitals.
I know a guy in the trash biz.
Mikey the Shoe. So let me give him a call and find out what's going on. It sounds like Mary Ann's complex got the dumpsters,
If
but they
you're
haven't started
talking
service.
trash business, it's not Mikey the Shoe. It's Dino the Disposer. Come on. Dino the Disposer.
That's his boss.
Anyway, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Now, Shannon, as a special present, I want to see if this is going to work because it's never worked. It hasn't worked since my new setup. I'm going to try it. Hold on. See if you can hear something here, like my dinger. Wait, my dinger. No, don't you do yours. Do mine. I just heard it. Listen. Did you hear? Did you hear my dinger? Just let me know, yes or no. Guys?
Yes.
Okay.
I could barely hear it, barely see it, but yes.
I don't know why it's so low, but okay. Well, thank you. At least I have an idea that my dinger is working because there was some doubt about that. 303-713-8255. 888heating.com. What they do is high efficiency replacements, but they also have that $45 deep clean, and they're great people, and we know them. We love them. 888heating.com, the number 303-770-2776.
Very nice. You know what did I write on the thing? Because there's 2 here. Did I have room?
No, I just
Fuller
Rusty Fuller.
Can you add a discount wherever you want to type that?
Yep.
Type it where the time is. I don't
Got
care.
it.
What do you?
We do have 270 running.
I ran out of room.
Commerce City through Vasquez and Pena, the ramp from
Fuller and discount bath. Thank you.
Seemed to be a little slow. We had an earlier crash on the outbound side coming from DIA, but that's all cleared up. No accidents. It looks a little wet, a little sloppy in some areas. Still icy on those bridges and ramps and surface routes in general. North of us, if you're heading up to Fort Collins, seeing a partial closure still from a crash that's been working for hours with some backups. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
This is Lee Habib, host of Our American Stories. On our next episode, we'll tell the story of the greatest fighter pilot in American history, Dick Bond. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
Hey, John Fuller is there to talk to you free of charge with no obligation if you're in an accident and you need help. He's one of the only ones I know in personal injury that talk to people before they hire him. No, you don't even have to call and get on the schedule for a meeting or anything. You call and say, I want to talk to John. They get the call to him. Sometimes he answers the phone directly. He talks to you about your accident, free legal advice, tell you where to go, what to do, next steps, and then values your case as well. If you decide to hire him, it's on a percentage fee basis. So there's never a charge. Call at the very first sign of trouble. 303-597-4500, 597-4500. Hey, Discount Bath. Names, or like I said, a name you don't hear together, a discount and a bath. Usually you got to take out a second mortgage for a bath. Not with Discount Bath. They really mean it. They do volume, wonderful discounts, and they do custom work. It's all custom, okay? Now, you can upload a video to them at discountbath.com, and they'll give you a price without ever coming to your home. So go out, go look at your hallway, carry your phone around, say, hey, I want to move this sink here. I want to expand the shower here. I want to do this, I want to do that. Go to the master bedroom or a roughed-in area in the basement or a hallway, whatever you want, and then they send you a price. That's discountbath.com.
Saturday,
Very nice.
And Old Opry Friday. And like I said, it's I bought a private suite, and it's going to be 12 of us.
Why is it so cold?
Because you're skinny and your blood is being used for something else inside your body.
Okay.
I think they're at that Sphere, right?
That's what I mean. They were there.
Yeah, no, we won't see them. We are never big on the Eagles.
Oh, I would love to see the Eagles.
There's some songs I love, but
yeah.
I put somebody on hold. Are the
who I
calls
might do again?
Okay. I never mean to tell
that
you what
one-man
to do.
show
You know
is
that.
crazy.
Well,
I don't like his politics, but
Yeah.
fuck it, he can sing.
Talk about
he's ending his deal at Caesars.
Okay.
We saw him before. His tickets were they were ungodly. They were great tickets, but they were like $700 each.
Yeah. That's
But
what I paid for the concert.
yeah, we got lucky on these because whoever was selling them only had 3, and that's a hard deal. So you either end up getting stuck with one,
right,
or no one buys them because there's only 3.
People, yeah.
So we had just Addie with us, so the 3 of us went. It worked out perfect. The face value, we were like right there in the front, was over $1,000, but we got them for $700 the day of because it was such an odd amount.
I would totally go see Garth Brooks.
It was awesome, man. He was so good. His wife came out and sung the song.
Trisha Yearwood.
Yep, Trisha.
Garth has to be up there.
We'll see him in Nashville, hopefully. He opened a big bar there, man.
Did you really?
Yeah, right around Kid Rock's. If you've never been to Nashville, it's unbelievable, man.
Yeah. You were just there. I'm there again.
Did I tell you about the time I met him?
Why? When did you meet Garth?
When he was doing the Mile High, the last tour he did. Was that like a year and a half ago, maybe?
I don't
2
remember.
years?
Yeah.
I saw him where he went
Yeah.
incognito without any kind of entourage whatsoever. He was all alone, and he was in a crowd, and then he thought nobody would notice him.
I don't think you can get offline.
And everybody did, huh?
No, not really. Not as many as you think. It was in Parker.
Well, and the thing that I did, I went
He
with
was at a
Ed
funeral.
Green, and he and I met him under the stadium. And I come up to meet him, and he goes, Do I know you? Have we worked together? I said, I don't need that from you. I don't need Garth Brooks thinking he's recognizing me. Knock it off.
Yeah.
It was a cute little, oh man, don't do it. I'm going to cry.
Adam and I saw Peyton Manning at Costco.
Oh. Tell him to go long.
No, we
Throw
were
me some paper
literally
towels.
right back and like we were the next person in line to go check out.
Oh.
We kind of were like, oh, hey, Peyton Manning. Who knew?
I used to sit in a room with him down at Broncos to record stuff, and he wasn't completely insane, but very focused. Oh my God, you couldn't hardly talk to him.
He was in a baseball hat and
laid back with his mind on his money and his money on his mind, a little like Mark. Oh, here we go.
Pawn a con and start listening.
Hi, Tom Martino here. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Hey, how can we help you? We want to do that each and every day. That's what we do here. And so we're going to go to the phones. Brian Burns is with us from Compass Insurance Group. And when they are here, by the way, we do these live insurance checkups, meaning you call. They're not live. They're live updates. They do them every day. But if you want to call 303-996-9000 right now, and ask for an insurance checkup. What they do is go over your coverages, what you have, and let you know if you're covered adequately, or maybe you're paying for too much coverage or not enough, and how much you're paying. Is it too much or is it a great deal? It's a total 100% honest assessment of what you have. 303-996-9000. Then what we're going to do is we're going to check back with Brian from time to time on those. Marianne, with this trash pickup, I have a very easy, I'm sorry, we're going to give it to Deputy D to call over there. I don't want to go back to her right now. I'm going to wait for D. Jake, what's going on with you, Jake?
Hey, how's it going?
Jake.
I'm calling in here, suggested by my father. Apparently you're pretty good with next steps and ideas on
okay,
stuff when
what's
you're not
going on
treated
with
well
what's
by
going
a
on with
safe
your dad,
company.
Jake? What's going on?
He was the one that suggested it. Problem was actually with my mom. My mom got sold a car by the Mercedes-Benz of Denver folks, and I think, man, it's hard to know what to do next.
All right, let's talk about this. Is this about purchase or service?
Purchase, and so she was sold a car in November. This was a 2012 sedan, and
okay, was it a Mercedes?
Nope, it was just a used vehicle. It was a Nissan Versa.
Okay, so she bought a Nissan Versa, a 2012, in November, you said?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, and what
and
happened?
She drove it off the lot. She didn't take it on the highway. She didn't get it evaluated by any third party. I think that these were both mistakes. She drove it off the lot, and a couple days later, she was on the highway, rattled so bad it scared her half to death. She took it in to get it looked at, and boy, it was like $3,000 to $4,000 worth of safety repairs on top of this $5,000 she spent on it.
So she only spent $5,000 on it. How many miles were on it?
Yep. I think 150 or so. I'm pretty sure it was pretty similar for both.
Why
vehicles.
didn't she? Why don't you think she got it checked out with 150,000 miles on it?
She trusted them. She trusted them, and they said that their mechanics had checked it out, and they said that it was okay and it was safe to drive.
And did they put that on the invoice that it was okay and safe?
I'll have to check with her on that. But from my understanding of her walking away from that, they had assured her up, down, left, right, and center.
No,
that,
they assured her of
good to drive.
nothing, Jake. Here's what the contract said, as is. Okay, I'm just going to tell you because I do this.
Yeah.
I do this thousands of times a year. First, I give you the bad news, then we try to find some good news in this to help you. But the bad news is it's a used car. And unless, now listen carefully to what I say, to which most consumers say, yes, they did. Unless they lied to you, cheated you, or frauded you, there's nothing you can do about it. But with an as-is purchase, they can't lie or cheat or cover up or be fraudulent, okay? Now, that doesn't mean, listen carefully, they don't have to tell you everything wrong with the car. But when you say they assured her, those words, those three words, they assured her, or they assured me, or they assured him, that comes up in every single as-is car, every single one of them. They all say they assured me, him, her, whatever. So what was this assurance, and can you prove it? Is it written? Is it texted?
Yep.
Was there, okay, it is written. It says, we assure you this car is perfect.
No, I'm saying yes. Sorry to cut you off, sir, but I'm saying yes. I don't want to miscommunicate. I will ask her whether it was, and I think, yes, it's a great idea to ask her about.
Okay, do me a favor and do that, because what we're looking for is some teeth. But I'm going to tell you some bad news, in my opinion. Mercedes-Benz of Denver, that's Sonic, right, on Colorado Boulevard?
Yep.
They're rock solid. We never get complaints about them. They have a stellar reputation for service and sales. And I don't know what to tell you. I mean, it would be highly unlikely if they purposely took a used car and lied or cheated your mother. Now, I'm not saying it didn't happen.
It would be that case. It would be that case if it wasn't for the second half of the story. The second half of the story is where I got involved.
You go ahead.
About all these safety risks and issues.
Yeah.
I apologize.
No,
Yeah.
go ahead. I want to hear the
these
second half of the
safety
story. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I call them. They dodged my calls for about a month. Try calling the general manager. Try and call the used sales manager. I leave voicemail after voicemail. I called them at least 4 or 5 times in January, just trying to get to the bottom of the matter. Eventually, we go in last Thursday, speak to them in person. Now, I'm a very respectable person. I'm a project manager. I know how to talk to people who get clients, and I'm a client in their case. So I handled it with tact and respect. I said, hey, if your mother drove a car off the lot of a big brand like Mercedes-Benz, even if it is a used car, and it was there had braking issues because of the struts being messed up, mass airflow sensors cracked, all these other kind of safety related things happened, how would you feel, and what would you want the dealership to do about it?
Right,
They said, you know what, let's put her in a different
Jake,
vehicle.
Jake, I'm going to come right back to you. Hang on. I'm Tom Martino. We'll talk about this.
Man, I'm happy to tell you about the only realtor that made the cut for Team Dave Logan, and that is Troy Hansford.
Man, I can't. I hate when these videos don't fucking work. It happens all the time.
We know.
Huh?
We feel bad.
I don't know why it happens.
String of assholes or just one?
Well, no, just this one dude, but it's taken, by the time it's all through the courts, everything that's done, it's going to be 6 months of no payments. It's unbelievable how they protect the tenant and absolutely screw the landlords.
That's crazy. No, I agree 100%. Are you going to end up getting whole eventually or no?
Yeah, we already filed it. We're going to have to set up a court date because they filed a response, so that's going to be in about 2 weeks. But it sounds like the judge I got is very pro-tenant, so it's going to be a battle.
Are you doing this on your own?
Well, do they owe money?
Oh, yeah.
If they owe money, it's pretty straightforward. I don't care what the judge thinks. If they don't owe money, there's a million different things they can happen.
Yeah. Then you got to come up with a pretty good, because they.
Yeah, but if they owe money, there's nothing.
Well, they have not paid a dime in 4 months at this point. They
Yeah.
haven't paid anything.
Yeah. That's what I mean. So you'll get the eviction, but
you're not going to get any money back.
You're probably not going to get the 4 months.
Right. I'm never going to see that money again. I'm still going to send it to collections, but I'm not anticipating seeing it ever. No. You ever have property you rent? You don't do that, do you?
I do not want to be a landlord.
Really? You've never done that? Mm-mm. Would you do short term?
I looked. We were thinking about that in Slidell.
I was going to say you were going to buy somewhere in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Or did you buy somewhere?
No.
You didn't end up buying?
No, but they changed everything, so there is no short term, so it didn't even matter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but we would have just done that occasionally. It wasn't like why I was buying it.
Yeah, just to get a little extra money on the side during busy times you weren't there.
Pretty much. Yeah. But they got rid of it altogether. And they have a bounty, too, so if you turn your neighbor in, you get a check. And
if they're renting it out, you're saying?
Short term. It's pretty aggressive, too, I heard.
I've got a cousin that lives in Slidell. He has the bar, the jazz bar or whatever. No, Jenny and Johnny. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Yeah, they've got a place in Slidell.
Where Miles lives today, it was negative 28.
Nebraska?
Yeah.
Really?
I'm pretty sure it was negative 28. I'm going to look it up right now.
Holy cow.
I was like, that is the fucking coldest I have ever heard.
That is cold. It's too cold to be snowing or anything, I imagine. It's just frozen.
It was negative 14 this morning.
Ugh.
No wind chill, just negative 14.
Wow.
Right now it's a negative 3.
Ugh. It's cold here tomorrow. Not that cold, but single digits, you said, right?
It's single right now here, isn't it? Or
It was like right now. Yeah, I was gonna say tomorrow's a low of 2, high of 27. That's cold.
I'll be happy to be in Vegas.
You leave, but you don't leave till Thursday.
Thursday morning, yeah.
Is it warm there right now?
I'll be like, it's probably 70, maybe a little less.
Where
nice.
Where are you staying in Vegas? I know you're not staying there right away.
Green Valley. Yeah, so we fly in, spend a night there,
Okay.
and then drive to Laughlin, then come back to Green Valley.
To Green Valley.
Yeah, so in Laughlin, we're going to stay at Harrah's.
Okay.
Which, they just redid it. It looks really nice.
Yeah.
I haven't been to Laughlin in so long. I bet I haven't been to Laughlin in. Last time I was in Laughlin, it was with my grandmother, so at least 20 years ago, because she's been dead for a
She was a
while.
freshman. I was a senior, and I hazed her.
You mentioned it's
back then.
Suzanne's birthday.
She
Yep.
used to be on.
I just
well, she came up on a show called Kids Incorporated.
Texted back she was in yoga
on Nickelodeon.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was bugging her to get in here.
Yeah. In Vegas. You should have just texted me, although I might not have seen it.
I did text you.
See, I got to figure this out now,
I
man.
texted everybody. I was out there for like 10 minutes. I was like, the show is starting right now.
I don't get alerts anymore.
All right, Joe. Yes, I've been expecting your call. I've got all your stuff ready to go. So hang on for me, and we'll get you on the next break, okay? All right, hold on.
Kelly, is that just water in your cup?
A buddy of mine used to
Yeah.
live over there.
Just ask.
Are they apartments?
Yeah, so I was doing late night KOA.
No, I didn't know.
Yeah.
I would do,
You can taste it.
I want to say 10 p.m. to like 1 a.m. Then this cat, Rick Barber, would come in. And right before me was a guy named Russ Johnson. And him and I became actually pretty good friends. He ended up actually killing himself, as crazy as that sounds.
One of my favorite things he ever did.
Oh, shut up. But he lived right there. So I would get off air at 1 o'clock after I do crossover with Barber. And if he brought in food, I'd eat some of his fucking food. But then I'd head over there and hang out with Russ for a little bit before I go home.
What was your show?
Just anything.
Just talk.
General talk. It wasn't even really political.
Really?
On KOA, it really
I gotta
wasn't.
come in early tomorrow.
No.
Can I go pass out in your truck?
But it was in this studio here.
KOA. Yeah.
Smelly and icky.
Who owns those? That's
I can find a couch for you somewhere.
Where he lived, they were condos. He had a condo over there.
I'll look for one.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't pay. They weren't. I mean, fuck, we're going back to like 2000. I don't think he paid that much at all. They're probably worth probably more than $500,000 now, I would assume. I have no idea what those are worth.
We were looking at.
They weren't that nice. His was small. I mean, it was nice, but it was a tiny little place.
Small place, yeah. We were looking at this building. How empty that first level is just crazy.
Oh, here.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know why anybody would do.
Mark, sorry I said something horrible about a friend.
No, that's all right. Let me tell you, towards the end, he got really fucked up, dude. He had a drug problem. You know what he was big on was I didn't even know this was a real thing, but he'd buy that dental gas, and him and the old lady would smoke pot and inhale that fucking dental gas.
I used to put nitrous
Like
cans in my car and drive until I'd pass
He had
out.
like a
While
whole
driving.
setup. A fucking mask you'd put on. I was like, what the fuck's that, man?
I
Are you
didn't
on
have money for a
oxygen?
mask. I
He's
used
like,
my
no, take a
coat
few hits.
jacket,
I'm like,
my
I
coat
don't
sleeve.
fucking think so. I never heard of like someone having their own stash of laughing gas.
Oh, I have.
Well, any connection to a
college
restaurant, I
roommate.
used to get it from the family's restaurant. The gas guy, I'd pay him on the side, and he'd bring me full-size tanks.
Oh my God, Shannon!
God bless America.
It's an LLC. It was sold 2012.
Are we coming back soon? A little bit.
For $52 million.
I had to bail his ass out a few times, man.
Oh.
He had a drug dealer. He had a drug dealer breathing down his neck one time.
Wow.
Oh my God!
All right, here we go.
Yeah, he went downhill.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Come and make.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Here to help you. We try to help you each and every day. The things that tick you off, the things that make you tick. This hour brought to you by Dan McKenzie. Dan McKenzie is an estate planning attorney, and I know him. We've used him. I've referred him. He's a good expert that we have on the show for trusts or probate. If you're facing probate, avoiding probate, you want a will, you want an LLC to hold stuff that survives your death. It's I call it a poor man's trust. It's actually more useful than a trust in many ways for businesses. He can clue you in on all these cool strategies. And he's there to answer your questions. 833-CO-PLANS. 833-CO-PLANS. He is live and local. It sounds like a national number, but he's live and local here in Denver. 833-CO-PLANS. Now, that's Dan McKenzie. Welcome to the show, everyone. And let's talk about your life. Now, we left off with a guy, and I don't blame him for being upset. Listen, everyone is upset when they buy a car and it falls apart. And this would happen with Jake. I just want to say this he's setting this up to where they are either liars or cheaters or dodgers or something. Because here's what he said. They assured her of this. If it then had serious safety issues. And then he spoke to the dealer, but before he could speak to him, they dodged him. Okay, now listen, all of that might be true. So far, they've done nothing wrong. So far, this dealer sold her a used car as is with 150,000 miles on it. And she bought it and had trouble. Now, what they can't do is lie or cheat. I don't think they did. I want to cut right to the chase. One of the only strategies, Jake, that I see that you have that will work is even under the law. Mark, help me out on this because I know that.
Well, I just to catch everybody up, though, how long did your mom have it before finding out this $5,000 vehicle needed $7,000 worth of work? Was it like a day, a month? How long was it?
It was $3,000 to $4,000 worth of repairs, and she only drove it like a day or two off the lot before she realized it rattled, and she took it in right like that week afterwards. I think.
Yeah, okay. I think it sucks, man.
You understand? She could have test drove that before she did all of this, and then taken it to a mechanic. So we got to start out on the right foot, and that is this, Jake. You don't have any special rights here that I know of, except Mark. This issue that we used to debate all the time in Colorado, even when you buy a car as is, there must be certain working safety issues. Okay, so, or safety equipment. I'd like to know, when he said safety, what are you calling safety issues?
Sure. I've got a couple of pictures of something. I can pull those up.
I just need you to tell us. Because here's what safety is considered. Here's what safety is considered by law. The vehicle must have functioning brakes, turn signals, brake lights, a windshield.
Tires.
A windshield. It must have tires. But they can be very bad tires. It must have a horn. It must have seat belts, and it must have a mirror. Unless your safety concerns fall into those categories, you're not going to get a system. Now, there is another thing. It has to pass emissions.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me the safety issues.
Which I think is good.
Tell me the safety issues.
The struts were so messed up that it really impairs her braking.
That's not a safety issue. What else?
Okay.
What else? I'm trying to give you ammunition. I'm not trying to trick you. I want you to know that, Jack. I'm not, Jake.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to trick you. I'm trying to give you ammunition. Where's your ammunition? Let's talk about it.
Yeah. Yep. I think the ones that come to mind are shock absorbers, the struts, the mass airflow sensor was completely broken, and the fuel induction system is messed up.
Not one of those things. Not one of those things is considered a vital safety issue. Not one of them. Now you can go try to change the law, but you're not going.
It also has no heat.
What's that, Jake?
It also has no heat in the front door.
That's not considered. That's not considered safety.
I would love to do a test case on one of these and actually sue him. And I love the idea that this one's only $5,000 for this vehicle because it's under small claims. I really think you should have your mother sue him in small claims court. It's only going to cost $50.
Wait. Under breach of contract or what?
Yeah, I would actually draw out that those shocks and the struts and the housings are a true safety component with the steering. I would make those arguments. I don't know where it's going to go, so don't get me wrong, but I would love to actually test the theory because those laws have been around forever, but I can't think of anybody that's actually held a dealer's feet to the fire on them.
Jake, Mark has a point, and that is because of the price of that car, you are in a unique position to sue them for breach of safety. Now, it's an implied contract by law that it has to be safe. Now, in my opinion, you're going to lose. However, I think what will happen is this. If you try to make the argument that the struts and the shocks are part of safety, and whatever you do, it doesn't even have to be legalese. You just try to make and your mom has to do this, of course, you can help her, but you can't be our counsel. When you do this, what's probably going to happen is they're going to want to settle with you. That's what Mark is getting at, I believe. What do you think, Mark? Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah, but I think he might. Okay, I'm going off of what he's saying, but if his mom brought this over to, say, Kevin Calkin, and Kevin goes, yeah, these strut towers, these things could break, this thing's a danger. That is going to be great. Plus, I'm sure Kevin would show up as a witness and be an actual witness. So I think that would be great. But if they get over there, and honestly, we're talking about shocks that really just are old, and it's going to wear tires and stuff, but it's not dangerous, that's a little bit different. I think we need someone outside of him and his mother to say this thing's dangerous.
Well, at least it's something to try, Jake. So I want you to do that. Call Sheridan Auto Tech. He'll do a courtesy check of this and give you an opinion. He'll give you an opinion on whether it's unsafe or not. And if he thinks,
you bring it over to Kevin, have him look at it, and have him call me. And him and I will talk, and then let's all get together and powwow and figure out how to go forward. But it's only going to cost her $50, and I think it's a great test because I'll tell you what: if Mercedes-Benz of Denver, if there is a safety issue and they don't want to make it right, I'll sit here every damn day and make sure people know that they lost in court when they actually were trying to fight a bad car they sold.
So, Jake, you know what to do, right? Number one, get a courtesy inspection from
I do.
Sheridan Auto Tech, 303-455-7242. And then I want you to have him talk to Mark and tell him we're trying to make a case that the car is unsafe to drive, okay? Then stay in touch with us. Okay, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We have more coming up.
Kelly, make sure I get his info.
By the way, Renew Home Innovations, the most beautiful shower conversions I have ever seen. Really. Now, porcelain, Mark, I think you have porcelain in your shower, right? Isn't that what I was oohing and awing about the other day when you showed me that shower? Anyway.
Our steam shower, I do believe, I don't think, man, honest to God,
Mark,
one of them you can't
said
use.
It was porcelain, but here's the deal. Porcelain is the most beautiful, and they make sheet porcelain at renewhomeinnovations.com. They use sheet porcelain with you don't need any grout or any grout lines or anything. It's all one continuous sheet. It's beautiful and no maintenance. They do it in 2 or 3 days, 72 months to pay. Beautiful stuff and great prices. They custom make the shower for your movements. They're beautiful. RenewHomeInnovations.com, 303-904-2000.
Thank you.
The Buffaloes are heading to Hilton. Hi, this is voice of the Bus, Mark Johnson. Tonight, the Buffs battle the Cyclones in Ames, Iowa. Coverage begins at 5:30, tip-off at 6 on KOA and on iHeartRadio.
I want to talk to Joe Ciano right now, a financial planner, and he wants you to ask 3 questions about your retirement accounts. Joe, what are the 3 important questions people should ask themselves about their retirement?
Well, Tom, number one, they should ask, is my account, is my retirement account guaranteed not to lose any of the money that I contributed into it or any of the gains? That's number one.
Yeah.
Number two, question would be, does my account offer me actually an income, a guaranteed income that I won't be able to outlive, an income that will last me for as long as I will? And the third question, Tom, that they should be asking would be, does my account offers me long-term care benefits? And you know as well as I do that long-term care expenses will destroy any retirement account. So if their account, your account, doesn't have long-term care benefits, you may want to consider, the annuity that we have. We have a retirement annuity that's guaranteed not to lose any of the money that people put into the annuity or the gains. It will guarantee a lifetime income that they will never be able to outlive. And on top of that, it gives consumers long-term care benefits at no additional cost.
Well, I think you forgot about the bonus, Joe, right?
Right. A lot of accounts don't give you a bonus. So this annuity that we have will give people a 15% bonus just to transfer their 401ks, their IRAs, or any other retirement account. So Tom, as we get older, and you and I have talked about this, people are in need of a guaranteed income.
Of security. MyMoneyMyWay.com. MyMoneyMyWay.com. 303-779-6600 for an exclusive one-on-one meeting. 303-779-6600. Hey, K&H Home Solutions will beautify your home. They do beauty along with energy efficiency and longevity, all of their products. In fact, K&H has been around 65 years. I've known all three owners. The latest owner is carrying on the wonderful tradition and the wonderful heritage and keeping up with the warranties on all of their windows, siding, doors, and more. K&H has what you're looking for. The Alpine window made right here in Colorado for Colorado. Listen, they're the exclusive dealer for them. I want you to check them out. 303-421-7100. Definitely people you can trust. 421-7100. And it's khwindows.com. Don't get in trouble if you can avoid it. But life is never perfect. And if you get in trouble, Joe Lazzara is a criminal defense attorney. One thing I know for sure, first and foremost, you cannot represent yourself adequately. Second, you cannot shop for an attorney when you are under the pressure of an accusation or a charge. And three, you can't talk to any attorney up front free of charge and then get flat rate pricing except Joseph A. Lazzara. Lazzara. Look for LazzaraLegal.com. Look for him at referralist.com as well. 303-429-6200. That's 303-429-6200.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's the whole setup by Mr. Steam, and then the
now
glass.
I got the video for all my YouTube morons.
The glass probably ran. I think our glass was 4,000.
Hey, Brian.
For the glass.
Yeah, custom glass.
Crazy.
Brian.
Yeah.
I want you to watch, guys. I want you to
watch. All right, hold on.
I got her. Oh, this is sideways. God damn it, I'm such an idiot. I know it, son of a bitch. I know it. I gotta make the video. I gotta rotate. You know what? I should get out of the damn video business. Okay.
Like, look at that. Then he went sideways the other way.
No, it's like he's Reacher.
How do I rotate it?
Good morning. Thanks so much for calling the Tom Martino Show.
My source video's right side up. Son of a bitch.
Where are you landing? Where is that?
Mark's
my house.
Oh, is that Mark's?
Yeah.
It's my little airport. We call it
I figured you
cul-de-sac.
just land on the roof and just come in that way.
I wish he would. I don't know why he wouldn't land out back, but I'm not up in the air looking at it.
Yeah.
He says it looks too small, but to me it's bigger than the cul-de-sac. My backyard and pasture are way bigger than the cul-de-sac.
Yeah, but it's surrounded by really, really tall trees. Think postage
They're
stamp.
100-foot trees everywhere. I agree.
I would not want to do that.
But that's what your eyeballs are for.
Well, you got to come
He
up
just flew
over and then
sideways.
descend
What do you
straight
want from
down.
him?
Yeah, you can fly that thing sideways, but you can't land him.
Your satisfaction is always guaranteed at
I can come
Blindster.com.
straight down. Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. I got to figure out how to rotate my video source. During the break, I was playing a video for my YouTube morons. Hey, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We have Brian Burns with us from Compass Insurance Group. Wait a minute, why is that on? I didn't do that. Is that you? Are you screwing with me, Shannon? Because pretty soon...
Not me.
Yes, I am.
Okay. Pretty soon I'm going to be like lodging formal complaints. Now, heretofore it's been, I've been talking about it. But I'm going to be talking formal complaints, and it's going to be making fun or whatever you're doing, endangering a person. I'm going to call myself a person at risk because I'm over 65. I'm a person at risk. Don, you wanted to say something? Go ahead, Don.
Sorry. Yeah. Hi, Tommy. I wanted to give a quick shout out to Euro Plumbing. They came in yesterday and did a hot water heater for me.
Yeah.
Mark, guy by the name of
Euro Plumbing's still around,
Yes.
right? Don't we have them on a referral
Yeah,
list?
they're on our referral list. They'll probably be back. We'll be doing probably spots for them in another couple months.
Good
Hey,
people.
Don, how much did they charge you?
They charged me $2,100, but I'm in a real old building, so they had to do some.
Nice commercial deal.
That's not a lot of money at all, man.
Yeah, for a commercial, that's a great deal.
No, it's not a commercial. It's a residential, but he had to do some extra stuff.
Oh, okay. They did.
And
So I have 250 gallons in my house, Tom. So when they came out to mine last year, here's what I did. I did one of the 50 gallons. I replaced both. I did it a very high recovery system.
Yep.
So that one costs more than the average. Then the secondary that I only fire up if, like, we've got a bunch of people over and staying with us, like, for Thanksgiving. I mean, that's about the only time I fired it up, but because the house had to, I went ahead and did to. But I got both of them, the high recovery and the other one, all installed for less than $4,000.
Oh, my God. That's unbelievable. Whoa.
It is unbelievable.
All right. Now, well, thank you, Don. We really do appreciate that.
Thanks, dude.
EuroplumbingColorado.net. They're a great sponsor. Hey, Mark, you have a comment on annuities. Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, I just had a couple of comments. Tom, the guy was saying that a person could not lose any of his money that he put into this product, was guaranteed for life. His income was guaranteed for life. He should also add, or perhaps you should also add, the guarantee is only as good as the insurance company or whatever company is selling the product. For example, several insurance companies have gone out of business as a result of the fires in California.
But to be fair, you're right. You're right. But to be fair, I looked up, I think it was a couple weeks ago when this came up. This came up before. And the number of failures on actual annuities were next to nothing. Like 2 or 3 in the last 100 years.
Oh boy! I've seen quite different research.
Okay, I'm going to actually show you the research. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. I'm going to look it up. I have it, and I think. Listen, I'm not telling you you're wrong. You're right when you say the guarantee is based on the company. Just like
oh my God, the American dollar is based on our army, so everything's based on something. To me, that's
Mark,
just a ridiculous. You can say that about any damn thing in the world.
Mark, if I can finish, I was saying corporate bonds that are called guaranteed corporate bonds and municipal bonds are also contingent on the underwriting underwriter. There are no insurance or FDIC or anything like that. So he's right in that respect. And maybe people don't like when you say 100% guaranteed because technically it's not. I mean, there is a possibility an insurance company can falter. And now remember, all of these that he is dealing with, I know are 100 years or older. And I'm not arguing with you that technically you're incorrect. You're not. But I don't think you have the number of failures properly. How many do you feel that actually had annuities that lost all of their money?
Let's see, Tom, I'm not in my office right now, so I can't give you the results of that research. But let me just tell you that if I was an older folk and I put all my money into this product, being guaranteed that it would be never lose a penny and be income for me for life, it only takes one failure to hurt my retirement. So I'm just called to say.
First of all, Tom, you know more about this than I do.
Mark, let me just say something because I think I recognize Mark.
Sure.
I know Mark very well. Mark is a very wealthy man, and he has given me advice over the years that I cannot deny. Absolutely, positively cannot deny. In fact, when I talked to him about my fund many years ago, he said, Tom, what you need is a company around it. Now, funds are okay, but you really need a company and that's when I started formalizing Wave 8 Wealth Management. It was him. And he knows this because I wrote to him and thanked him. And he says, you need an officer, a compliance officer, you need a president, you need a real organization. What you have is good, but what people want is a company they can deal with, and they want to know who's, the custodians of the money, and they want to know the strategies, and a real company. So I can call and say, hey, can I speak to your CEO or can I speak to your investment officer? But Mark, I just recognize your voice. Mark, I don't really think, though, a lot of them have failed on the fixed indexed annuity side.
But I'm pretty sure the state, at least Colorado, also backs those accounts for, somewhere around $500,000, similar to FDIC, but it's not FDIC.
No, they're not insured. Mark.
I'm pretty sure there's a state guarantor if insurance companies go out.
May I speak a moment, please?
Yes, go ahead, sir.
Okay, number one, all I wanted to do was to have you or the person selling the product say that it is not and could never be 100% guaranteed. And you've done that and you've confirmed that, and that's all I wanted. Number two, the state does not guarantee the annuities.
Okay. Now, Mark,
thank
one
you very
thing.
much.
One thing real quick.
I think he's wrong.
Hold on. They're not federally insured. There is something called, listen carefully, the State Guarantee Association. Each state insures these funds to cover policyholders. However, coverage limits range from $250,000 to $500,000 max. Historical failures. While some insurance companies offering annuities have failed, most policyholders were not left completely empty-handed. The state guarantee associations have typically ensured that annuity contract holders continue to receive benefits up to the coverage limits. Now, not the coverage they bought, but the coverage limits of the state. In some cases, larger insurance companies actually acquired failing companies' policies and minimized any disruption whatsoever. So,
Well, how's that possible? Mark just told us all in his infinite wisdom that they don't do that. So I'm confused, Tom.
Mark, what he said was they're
Excuse
not.
me, what is the infinite? Excuse me, what is the infinite wisdom comment?
I don't understand,
Mark.
Mark.
Don't you think, wise guy?
Mark, I will tell you. Mark, I will tell you this. Mark,
he
I will
just
tell you
came out
this.
and
Listen,
said,
hang on a bit. Okay, Mark, you have no idea who you're talking to. No idea.
He just came out and said the
Mark,
states
you
do
know what?
not guarantee anything.
He doesn't have,
That's exactly
Mark,
what he said.
He doesn't have infinite wisdom, but he can buy and sell you 6,000 times and
I'm
have money
sure he
left
can,
over.
but he was wrong on that, Tom.
No, Mark,
he was wrong on it.
Let me
and he
explain.
said it like it was...
Mark, if you shut up for a second, I can explain to you where he was not really wrong. He said,
"Okay, explain
it's
it."
not. Are you telling me that they're 100% guaranteed because they're not?
I said somewhere between 100,000 and maybe 500,000 is the exact numbers I gave.
Okay. Depending on the state and depending on the number of participants, they can get 100 to 500 depending on the state. Now, here's the other thing, though. There are better examples where other companies come in and buy policies of the failing companies and make them good. But the state guarantee associations are a piss poor excuse for guarantees because they're just like FDIC is. Unless you have very small annuities, then you would be fine. You would be absolutely fine. Now, Executive Life Insurance Company in 1991 failed. And it was one of the biggest failures of annuity holders. And through the state guarantee associations and restructuring efforts, some, not all, received funds. Others were left high and dry. 1991. Confederation Life, 1994. U.S. policyholders received protection from state guarantee funds enough to cover everyone. Penn Treaty Network America 2017 focused on long-term care insurance along with some annuities, and it said it's an example of how the state regulators stepped in to protect these policy holders for the long-term care part of it. The bottom line is, according to this research, no major instances exist where fixed indexed annuity holders lost everything. Okay, state guarantee associations provide a bit of a safety net for smaller annuities. Due diligence before purchasing any annuity. Check the financial strength of the insurance company through AM Best, Moody's, or Standard & Poor's. So that's basically it. But I think what he was trying to stress is it's not 100% guaranteed. And I hear that used all the time. It's just not. Now, granted, the instances of loss are pretty small. They're pretty small. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
Yep.
KHOW Denver, 630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station. Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Yeah, we're doing great. There's really no traffic on the highways at all. Of course, surface routes are a little icy, can be slow in many areas out here, including bridges and ramps. But we're looking at the posted speed limit pretty much citywide. I-25 between downtown and the tech center is 10 minutes. North end coming out of downtown, heading up to 120th. It's about maybe 12 minutes on your drive time. Boulder Turnpike, Denver to Boulder at 25 minutes. Of course, icy conditions still in the high country. A little slow up to the tunnels down to Silverthorne, and they've been doing snow removal. So I-70 both directions closed between Vale and Copper. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com, and we sell custom blinds, shades, and shutters at low prices. Our blinds are handcrafted to fit your windows, and if they don't, for any reason, we'll remake them for free. Your satisfaction is always guaranteed at Blindster.com.
You know, if you are looking for someone to help you plan retirement, we've been talking about retirement and investments and all that. One of the companies we refer people to is Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies. Now, what they do is take a look at everything. You have all of the elements of your retirement. And if you're young enough, they want to keep that nest egg growing. They want to protect it. And then later on in life, they want to create income. They also want to help you with long-term planning, like long-term care. Maybe passing on or selling your business or letting your kids inherit it, and legacy planning for your wills and trusts and all of that. They have all of the people that they work with, and I work with them too. Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies. If you want to know what they can do for you, call them, rpcenter.com. That's rpcenter.com. 970-663-3211. 970-663-3211.
You have to be in their system. You have to get an ID
Mark, can you hear me?
Yes.
I actually got a call from a woman who said, I just heard the commotion. Is everybody okay in there?
What
I said, well, the good news is Tom works from home, so Mark is too far to punch.
How do I rotate that video?
I got something you can rotate on.
Water, please.
How do I rotate the video?
Yeah, that'd be great.
I'd do a water, too.
Ah.
I'll take a water. Thank you. Thanks, Dimitri.
There's no ratio or crop or anything like that to make it.
It truly is last resort.
Sucks. Hold on. Let me see if I can.
Sorry.
Let me see if I can do it.
We want you happy.
Do you know that it wouldn't let me
fucking snipe it? Listen, bro, whatever your name is, I was 100% fucking right on that.
No, you weren't.
Okay, Tom.
Mark, you said people didn't lose money, and it's not true.
I did not say that. I said between 100 and 500,000. If one of them fails, most states have a backup plan like FDIC. That's exactly what I said, and that's exactly what's in place in Colorado.
You got to go here. I'll show you.
And that guy did say there wasn't anything like that, literally.
He didn't. Well, he said he didn't think it was insured. You're right. But you didn't have to insult him about his infinite wisdom. For God's sakes, he's not like an asshole.
Well, he said it affirmatively, like I was 100% wrong. That's what he fucking did. He didn't get the fucking email that I'm not wrong.
All right, fine. Yeah.
Good morning, Troubleshooter Show. Did you want to talk to Tom and the gang?
Man, you'd be wise to glean off of people like him, by the way.
Well, it has nothing to do with who he is, Tom. He literally said something that wasn't correct. That's all. Maybe I went overboard correcting him, but I knew I was right on it.
Well,
hell, you knew I was right. You started reading it somewhere.
I know, and I corrected it. I did. But like I said, it was like weird. He just wanted people to know it's not 100% guaranteed.
Well, I mean, yeah, I know. But, I mean, what is it? Name one thing in this world that is 100% guaranteed.
Right?
I guess what?
I mean, Treasury notes come close. Otherwise, the United States falls. But
yeah. Well, let's go back to the Civil War. A bunch of them fucking failed, didn't they? Look at Confederate money. Didn't it basically go to zero?
Well, we're talking about nowadays, Mark.
And that was backed by the fucking country.
We're talking about nowadays, for God's sakes. Jesus Christ.
Not Civil War Part 2, which is coming.
Really start. Okay, now I finally got it. Hold on.
Here he goes. Have you grabbed your joystick and straightened it out?
Yeah, I did. I finally figured out how to do this shit.
Well, it's good that you do it during the show.
Oh, my God.
Now the YouTubies are going to piss me off. I'm going to start nuking them like fucking sausages. I'm not sure where I got that.
Ousted like
sounds
federal,
good, right?
Like federal employees. They're gone.
Yeah, I'm going to treat them like federal employees.
I said to a guy today over on the other station, he was complaining about federal employees. I said, why don't they all group together and reopen all the small businesses that we lost during COVID? How about that? There's a new career path for you. Losers. No offense.
Hi, Tom Martino here. 303-713-TALK. Oh, my goodness. 303-713-8255. Sometimes I think I should quit the technology business here trying to... Never mind, that's behind the scenes. Anyway.
You don't say.
By the way, Brian Burns is with us with his son, Riley. And by the way, Riley must look like mom. That's all I have to say. Compass Insurance Group, 303-996-9000. Get your insurance checkup. And what we're going to do is compare some of the prices. People call in and say, here's my Dex page. Here's what I'm paying. This is what I'm insured for. You know, what's the market looking like? Anyway, Paul, your turn. What's going on, Paul?
Yeah, Tom.
What's happening?
Yeah, Tom.
Paul, if you're listening to the radio,
Can you hear me?
you're going to take about 10 seconds to hear yourself. I'd rather you just talk to me.
No,
Go ahead.
No, I got it right now.
All right.
Yeah. A friend of mine, a brother, 60-year-old brother, died unexpectedly. He lived alone. I don't think he was ever married. She was trying to put the estate together. And of course, part of that is looking at the laptop and his cell phone, but she doesn't have passwords. I suggested she go to the Apple store, show them the death certificate, explain the situation, but they told her they couldn't help her. So
Right.
I'm looking for other suggestions.
I don't know, actually. I actually don't know. I'm wondering if our geek knows, Ted, who listens now and then. I don't know what you do, because even the FBI could not, or was it Homeland Security, Mark? They couldn't get...
Well, I think you can get a court order now. And I don't know if that's something Bradley O'Brien, or not Bradley O'Brien. Who's our, I can't even think of his name now. Our estate attorney. But anyhow, I bet it's something,
okay.
God, I cannot
Dan
believe I
McKenzie.
can't think of his name.
I just forgot his name.
McKenzie, Dan. I bet Dan's dealt with it, but I'm pretty sure you can get a court order now if the person's passed away and you can prove the property. And then I guess Apple might open it. I'm not sure.
Let me ask you this, Paul. Is it an app? Is it a cell phone?
Yeah, it's an iPhone and an iPad.
Okay.
As far as I know. I just know they're both Apple products.
Right. Man. Okay, iPhone. Well, let's
I think
ask...
you can set up. There might be a legacy contact, too. I think with an account, well, you got an iPhone. Can't you set up a legacy person like your wife or kids to where they'll give them access?
Or easier than that, just have a drop-dead list.
Yeah. But I think actually when you get an iPhone, I thought there is like a legacy account.
Actually, I didn't know that, Mark. I mean, I'll have to look, but...
Well, if it's true, it's too late now.
No, I'm saying you guys don't know. Maybe he did do one. I don't know the answer.
You guys want me to call Dan McKenzie and ask him?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's get McKenzie on.
Okay, I'll call him.
Maybe
All right,
he'll even come on.
on?
What's that?
Okay, I'll ask Kelly to give him a call.
Yeah.
Has he? This sounds a little strange, but has he been buried?
No.
I wonder face recognition, and I'm not kidding.
Or his fingerprint.
Yeah, fingerprint recognition.
Or fingerprint. I mean, I don't know how that works after someone passes.
Well, I know in the spy movies, when they kill someone, they take their finger and open their phone.
And they just carry the finger around, I know. Or the eyeball. That's even better.
Now, here's the deal. I think that we might get Dan McKenzie to weigh in on this. Then if Ted is listening, give us a call. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Paul, Dimitri, no. Why don't you just, well, let's do this. Kachina, if Dan McKenzie's around right now, we'll keep Paul on. If not, we'll call him back. 303-713-8255. Christy, you want to know about breaking a lease? Go ahead, Christy.
Yes, my son is closing on his first house at the beginning of March, and he wants to move out at the end of March, but his lease goes through July. The lease break fee is 2 months' rent, so at a minimum, he's liable for that. But the company is saying if they don't re-rent the place, he's also liable for April, May, June, and July.
Well,
so my question is
listen,
kind of
let me just tell you in a nutshell. He's obligated for whatever he contractually signed up to do. And then they have to make a good faith effort to what's called mitigate losses. Then the difference is what he would owe. Hold on, and I'll discuss more of it right after this. Hold on.
You.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Yeah, we're doing great. There's really no traffic on the highways at all. For surface routes, are a little icy, can be slow in many areas out here, including bridges and ramps. But we're looking at the posted speed limit pretty much citywide. I-25 between downtown and the Tech Center is 10 minutes. North end coming out of downtown, heading up to 120th. And it's about maybe 12 minutes on your drive time. Boulder Turnpike, Denver to Boulder at 25 minutes. Of course, icy conditions still in the high country. A little slow up to the tunnels, down to Silverthorne, and they've been doing snow removal. So I-70 both directions closed between Vale and Copper. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com, and we sell custom blinds, shades, and shutters at low prices. Our blinds are handcrafted to fit your windows, and if they don't, for any reason, we'll remake them for free. Your satisfaction is always guaranteed at Blindster.com.
Okay, Red Rocks Roof and Solar are there for you when you need solar. Now, if you have a solar system already that they didn't even do, they're so smart, they do service on old systems. So Red Rocks can service, they can install, and they sell. They can also help you with the tax credits and financing. And if you're a business, get it 100% paid for through a grant if you qualify. Call them, 303-704-2449. 704-2449, Red Rocks, RS. You know, one of the options for investing with Joe Ciano and his team, other than fixed indexed annuities, would be overfunding life insurance for people just getting started. They want life insurance, right? They might have a young family, and then they can throw some extra money at it every month. Now, why would you do that? Because when you do that and overfund life insurance, it grows tax-free or tax-deferred, and it can turn into tax-free income later in life, or either tax-free distributions to pay for your kids' college. Find out more, becomethebanker.org, 303-779-6600.
They're employed, and then they get paid a very small amount while they're on strike. The union pays them,
and they go out there and picket.
Yeah, they basically, if they want to get that union pay, they got to be out there picketing wherever.
I thought maybe they had professional picketers. This guy,
no.
King Soopers?
Yeah.
No.
It's the actual King Soopers employees.
No offense to anybody that's listening that does work in the union, but those are the same slap dicks that leave 12-year-old expired. Paying attention to the All right,
there a helipad here?
Here comes Tom into Mark's house. You ready?
Shut up.
Are you filming this?
I filmed him coming in, yeah.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
Me too.
For iPhone passwords. Posthumous. Kelly!
Okay. I wouldn't be able to see it. About two. That's one of the lower price ones. About two new. Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Let's go to the phones. And we have this, let's see, Christy, whose son needs to break a lease.
We have Dan.
Oh, good. Dan McKenzie. Well, we have Dan McKenzie for the other thing. Let me go to Dan real quick. Dan, thank you. Dan McKenzie. So if you ever had someone come to you that was the representative of an estate and they couldn't get into their either father, mother, brother, whoever they're the estate representative for, they couldn't get into their iPhone or their iPad, do you have a way of getting the courts to allow that to happen, or how do you handle that?
I mean, you certainly can try and subpoena it. There is now a law that, a uniform law, and I forget whether it's probably California would have to adopt it, regarding whether people can use passwords to access virtual assets, which an Apple account is. It really is a pretty an increasingly problematic issue because people have a lot of stuff that is valuable information on their phone, obviously. So every company has kind of got its own policies and procedures. I don't know if has your caller tried anything yet as far as dealing with Apple directly?
Paul?
He went to the Apple store with a death certificate and the phone, and that's it. They never petitioned the court or anything like that, Dan.
It probably would be. It would probably involve sending. I guess we also don't know. Do we know whether this person actually opened a probate?
Okay, so Paul, did the person involved here? Did your friend's brother, sister, your friend's sister, did she open probate?
Yes.
She did.
Okay.
And she was appointed personal representative, and she has a death certificate. Did she bring all that to the store?
She brought the death certificate. I don't think she brought anything else.
I am skeptical that the store is going to really be the place. I mean, this probably involves, sending the paperwork actually to Apple in Cupertino, California, because a lawyer is going to have to look at it and verify that it's all correct and up to date. I don't think those people at the store are going to have that training.
So that's
but
what
the
you're
bottom line, Dan. The bottom line, Dan, is there is a way to do this now, for the most part.
There is, yes. I mean, like I said, every company has its own policies and procedures, and they can be a little bit difficult at times. But there is, like I said, there is now a law. It's called a uniform law, where it's like this has been put out as kind of a law that every state can adopt, and various states have adopted it. Just saying, yeah, here's a method for getting access to an account like this, and it usually would require providing the letters from the court and the death certificate. But we got to look up Apple's procedures and do that. And like I said, it probably would be requiring sending something in the mail to Cupertino.
Yeah. By the way, Paul, what is the estate worth and all? Do you know?
I know there's a paid-off house, probably $600,000.
It might be worth hiring an attorney to get into
car.
that. It might be worth getting, if he had investments and stuff, it might be worth having an attorney help get that password unlocked through the proper channels. 303-713-TALK, 713-255.
I'm going to recommend her.
Yeah. Christy, now, your son wants to leave early to go into the house he's closing on. I understand that completely, and people do that all the time, but they are responsible for the lease. What the landlord must do is make a good faith effort to release it out and not just sit on it so your son keeps paying. So which part is in conflict right now?
I have two questions. One would be, how do we know if the landlord's doing that? And the other question is, if they want to charge him a 2-month lease break fee and he ends up being responsible for April, May, June, and July, can we just pay them 4 months, or do we actually owe them 6 months?
Okay, you never owe more. You never owe more than the lease. Okay? Never. So I don't even know what they're talking about. If you pay each month, that's what you owe. You wouldn't have to pay because you're not really breaking the lease. You're just keeping it vacant. So that kind of answers itself. If you were going to do it that way, you would pay 4 months rent and then be done with it. I got more coming up.
Thank you.
We can get, by the way, an attorney on for her if she wants.
Something blue.
There's some equipment right there.
Something
No,
literally.
you can't reset it. Reset it.
It's not going to be a reset. Literally something blue. We all heard it.
So I'm going to play this video again. When I was leaving Mark's house.
Dimitri was doing something over there right when it happened. Dude, I didn't even notice those. You about took down K-How.
I'll be right back.
Mark was hoping it was done for the day. I can do it again.
No.
know all about those. Hey, what did you end up doing, Dimitri? Did you, remember last time when I was at Tom's house and you were there, and you had been told
the OEM part.
You had OEM.
Bullshit. I haven't done anything, but I do intend to put together my decks for declaration pages for both my condo policy and my auto policy and send them over to you.
But you didn't end up calling them, or did you call to verify? Is that how you figured it out, or did you just read the policy?
I read the policy after your advice, and you were correct.
Yeah.
So what she told me was bullshit.
Yeah.
What the policy says isn't.
Right.
So my other issue, which is another reason for me to contact you guys again, is I haven't been able to renew my umbrella policy because now my car policy was AmFam and my home policy is with AmFam, my car policy is at State Farm. Now what I did find is that State Farm is by far like $100 a month cheaper on my car policy.
Is
That's
it?
why I switched.
Why didn't you switch your condo? Why not your condo?
It wasn't up for renewal, and I didn't want to just dump. I just didn't want to switch everything right off the bat without a good reason for it.
Yeah.
But I might now,
So if you end up with State Farm, just make sure the biggest deal is loss assessment, and they will just verify. I shouldn't say they will. Verify that they don't cap the loss assessment coverage that you buy.
What is loss assessment?
So that's if the HOA assesses you because of a loss. What a lot of companies do now is, let's say you bought $20,000 of coverage.
I have that coverage through AmFam.
Okay, but here's what I'm telling you to verify.
Yeah.
You might have let's say you bought $20,000 of coverage. If you read the policy, it will. I'm not saying yours does, but read the policy and see if it says that there's a different limit if it's the result of an HOA deductible. That's what a lot of companies are doing now. So you might buy $20,000, but in the fine print it will say, but we'll only pay $1,000 if the result of an HOA deductible. Well, 99% of all losses are HOA deductible.
Yeah.
So you just want to make sure you are with a company that isn't doing that.
I'm going to email my guy right now.
Have you looked over the HOA policy as well?
No.
Just to see what the deductible is.
I
You can look in there and see. I just did one for my cousins, and the deductible was 12 units, $300,000. So you know what want to make sure you got 50 grand of loss assessment at that point. Because if you need a new roof, you're gonna pay that deductible. It's the most common loss on a condo, is the loss assessment. That's gonna be your biggest chance of loss.
Fuck those people. I'm going to sell my loft anyway. But I want to make sure while I'm still there.
Yeah.
But I'm done with HOAs. I'm done with downtown Denver.
They are terrible.
I have a great loft in Lodo, but
Do
Lodo
you?
Isn't what it once was.
Do you think it's going to come back though?
A lot of it has come back.
Has
it? It's impossible to park. Everything is crowded, which is great. That's what I
Yeah.
like. But they haven't cleaned up all the bums and the piss and just everything else.
Is it noticeably dirtier than it was 10 years ago?
Oh, yeah.
Not even close, huh?
That's not even
So why is that?
Well,
why is the bum problem? Why has the homeless problem gotten?
Well, first of all, there are 30 times more bums now than there were when I first moved to Lodo. Right?
But is that just because there's more, or is it that there's been relaxed regulations
It was
on
both.
it?
So, first of all, there are a lot more bums, right? Because after they legalized drugs, that giant sucking sound we heard was all the fucking addicts moving to Colorado. And of course, they're all moving to Denver because that's where the free food and stuff like that is available to them. So that's what caused the vast majority of the deterioration in quality of life. And then, of course, Denver police are, there aren't as many as there used to be. The quality of the police officers that I've met over the past few years is shockingly low. Shockingly low. Like,
10 seconds, guys.
These are not high-quality individuals.
Bank. That's bank. Enter it now at khow.com. Keep listening to win on 630 KHOW.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooters gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Welcome to the only show of its kind. We are here to solve problems, answer questions, take complaints. You guys get the idea. We're here to educate you, make your lives just a little bit better. 303 Martino, that's the phone number. By the way, over $300 million cash, merchandise exchanges, refunds directly due to this show. Speaking of issues, Joe's got a problem with a bathroom remodel. Hey, Joe, what's going on, man?
Hey, not Tom. So, we did a master bath remodel, and part of the remodel was to install a very large shower, completely enclosed, so that we would have a steamy shower.
Nice.
But not a steam shower, okay? So, it's got, on all surfaces, it's got either glass or tile.
Okay.
Including the ceiling.
Okay.
I went into this. The work that they did, the contractor did, I think is very good. I have no complaints about it. They hired a glass company, a subcontractor, to install the glass. Who was what?
Who was the glass company?
I think their name is Elite Glass.
Okay, keep going. There's not many people. There's not many people in the state that do shower glass like that. In fact, most of them get it out of state and bring it in. One of the big ones, I think, is Columbine glass. But keep going.
Yeah, I mean, it was 6 weeks to rebuild the bathroom, and then another 6 weeks for the glass.
Yeah, they come out. They got to measure it. You got to have everything else built. I understand.
Yep. So we got the glass installed yesterday. During the installation of the glass, at the end of it, the installer says to me, now, you can't take too steamy of a shower because you don't have an escape for the steam. And I said, what? And he said, yeah, in a steam shower, they normally have an escape valve or a release valve or something to allow the steam to escape. Now, I don't have a steam shower. I just have an enclosed shower.
That's not true at all.
I have no idea what that. I have no idea what that person's talking about.
That's not true at all. The steam goes down the drain. The steam goes down the drain.
Our steam shower's got an auto flush on it. You don't even have a steam shower. As you said, you got a steamy shower. That water falls to the ground and goes right out the drain. Yeah. Plus, you do have some breathing room. If you look at that glass where you open the door up, I would assume you've got a little bit of daylight, right?
Yes, I do.
Of course.
Yeah, so your shower will drain like a normal shower. What did they mean by an escape? What are they talking about, a vent?
No, well, they are talking about when you have an actual steam shower, you have an inlet for the steam and an exit for the steam.
No, you don't. No, you don't. I've had 6 steam showers active, and there's not one of them that had a vent ever. Not one of them.
And I literally just got one put in less than 2 months ago.
Okay, well, I didn't know. I mean, like, what? That's why I had this. Look, I paid $50,000 for this damn shower, and
how the hell do you pay $50,000 for a shower?
It's easy, Tom.
No, Mark, 50, 50?
Yeah.
No.
That was probably with his other bathroom stuff.
Hello.
Go ahead.
That's for the total bathroom model.
Okay,
Floors, new cabinets, new everything.
Okay.
But also I have 10-foot ceilings, and I got the biggest shower that they could build, so there's a lot of tile in there, plus the ceiling, plus...
Hey, Joe, why didn't you, out of curiosity, you built it up like that, why not spend another, I don't know, $15,000 and put in a Mr. Steam? I'm just curious.
Because if I want to go there, I'm going to do that in another bathroom. It just wasn't necessary.
Cool, you wouldn't use it there, I dig.
What's that?
I said you probably just wouldn't use it there. I get it.
Yeah, exactly. So, look, it's a beautiful shower. They did beautiful work. I just was freaked out when the guy says, Don't put too much steam in here.
He's a
because
moron.
it'll ruin your walls.
Well, Joe,
Okay, I'm gonna go with you guys. I don't know how it could do that, so I'm fine.
He's going with Tom and not Tom.
yeah, that's right.
I'm
Tom and
going
not
with
Tom.
Tom and not Tom.
Thank you, Joe.
Yes, correct.
And you know what they
All
would
right.
call?
Thanks, Joe.
In your case, it would be Nacho. Anyway, 303
Nacho Joe.
303-713-8255. Okay, in any case, Brian Burns, Compass Insurance Group, somebody wants to know about an insurance checkup, and they want to know, is there any percentage at which you decide to switch over or not?
Well, right now, it seems like almost every rate is going up enough to be past, a minimum. Like we used to do a minimum if it wasn't going up more than 10%, then we wouldn't automatically shop. We'd call and still have a conversation, and if they want us to shop, we would do it. But it just wouldn't be automatic. But it's so hard to find that now that we shop almost every single person that's coming up for renewal. That doesn't mean we recommend that everybody move. We look to see, and if what they've got is better, we'll tell them that. Or a lot of times now, when someone's renewal is coming up, we start shopping, but the new carriers, if you're trying to write a new policy, they're requiring higher deductibles. Some carriers will go as high as like a 2% minimum wind and hail. And so if they are grandfathered into the current carrier, let's say they're with a carrier right now that's letting them have it with a $2,500 wind hail deductible, and the new carrier is going to be the equivalent of a $10,000 deductible. Even if they're saving money, we try to explain that and then let them make that call. Hey, yes, you're saving $800-900 a year, but you're also taking on an additional $7,500 of risk. So
exactly.
So we just try to have the conversation with them.
Brian, we talk about this a lot, but somebody texted me, when does it pay, is it cheaper to add your kid? And here's what their reasoning is. If I add my kid to my insurance, I have a high umbrella, high limits, blah, blah, blah. What if my kid just gets a used car, and insures it under his own name for himself? Is that cheaper than keeping him under the household?
No, I never see it being cheaper to do that because you're putting it only in the kid's name. So then you have a policy just for the kid. And so automatically the rate's going to be substantially higher than if I was using, an adult's information, their insurance score, their prior history, so it's going to be more expensive to do that. Secondly, you would have to exclude him on all the other cars. So then all of a sudden he wouldn't be able to drive any other car in the household. He or she wouldn't be able to drive any other cars in the household. And on the flip side, you would be excluding the parents and any other drivers on his policy. It doesn't make sense to do it that way.
Okay. So in other words, if you have a household policy and you have other cars, the safest bet, and it's not going to be expensive, is to just rate him in the home policy or her in the home policy.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's not expensive. I get it's expensive to add young drivers, but it's the best way to do it from both the coverage standpoint and the cost standpoint. Now, at some point, the kid moves out of the house. He or she is 21. They own their car. I totally understand splitting them off, and then that's when you want to do that. But while they're members of the household, you want to go ahead and just keep them on your policy. Sometimes it happens where a young driver has multiple tickets or accidents, and you don't have any choice other than to exclude them from your policy and have to get a separate policy for them. But that's just so expensive to do. It's not ideal.
Okay. We have more coming up. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. One Clear Choice Garage Doors. Talking about cars, let's talk about garages. One Clear Choice Garage Doors. I've been representing these guys for years and years. They are simply one of the most efficient, best garage door companies around, whether it's the opener or any part of the door. OneClearChoiceDoors.com with all of their prices clearly marked on that website. OneClearChoiceDoors.com, 720-370-3987.
Regen Revolution has helped me so much in terms of getting mobile and active again, and now they'll be helping me and you at their new location near Old Town in Arvada. It's an expanded facility, so an even better version of the great care you've come to know from Regen Revolution. The combination of regenerative medicine and more traditional treatment modalities have gotten me back to being able to play sports and exercise in ways I thought I might never do again. Learn more at regenrev.com. That's REGENREV.com.
Zero Res Denver has a special sale going on. Today's the last day you can call and make an appointment for that. 3 rooms for just $99. Unbelievable deal. You want to take advantage of it. 3 rooms, just $99. Zero Res. The only carpet cleaner I'll have in my home. The carpet cleaner who knows how to do it without any kind of chemicals or harsh emulsifiers or soaps. They use purified, softened, alkaline-based water. It's the best cleaning agent in all of nature, and I absolutely love these people, and I use them all the time. You should too. So if you're looking for the best and you're looking for the best deal, call right now and schedule with this special Valentine's Day price. It's extended another couple of days here. 303-421-7100. Now let me explain this to you. ZeroResDenver.com. I'm sorry, it's 471-5150. 303-471-5150. 471-5150. ZeroResDenver.com. Spell it forward or backwards. Zero Res does the same thing. It cleans your carpets with zero residue. All right. Vestera Turnkey. You've heard me talk about them. Barry Miller and his team are a research team and a real estate firm, and they have management companies that they deal with, and they help get you into homes in promising markets where appreciation is assured, positive cash flows, and you buy a home, and they help you get into it, and they help you sell it, and in the meantime, you get a management company to manage it, and you become a landlord without the conventional hassles. VesteraTurnkey.com is one website. You can also go to MyBiggestReturn.com or talk to them personally about this. That's Vestera Turnkey, 303-888-3788. If you're looking for siding, windows, doors, and more, K&H has what you're looking for. The outside of your home, everything from roof, soffits, fascias, siding, windows, doors, and of course, everything in between. KHWindows.com, one of the oldest home improvement companies in all of Colorado. And I've known all 3 owners, including Lee Diamond, the current owner. They have that heritage of 65 years strong. And that is K&H Home Solutions, 303-421-7100, 421-7100, khwindows.com.
Is everything out? Yeah, so it goes literally, it's hooked into the drain. So we had to run the electrical, or I didn't, but the guys had to run the electrical from our upstairs bathroom, or second floor bathroom, to the utility room in the basement, because that's where it ultimately drains to.
Yeah.
They don't want it draining down the same thing that the shower uses in case there's something there.
So I'll tell you what I really wanted. I just didn't have the room to do it. It was a little over the top. But we went to a place when we were in Rome. This hotel we stayed at is a huge steam room. But then they had a cold plunge in the middle.
Oh yeah,
it was so sweet.
We've been to hotels that have those. They're freaking cold. It's like a hot tub, but it's so cold. It's way below freezing, but because the water's moving, it doesn't freeze.
It is cold, but it was just cool having the steam around you, because you'd get out and all of a sudden not be so miserable. You'd be like in a steam room. It was really cool.
Yeah.
It had to be basic. Can you imagine the unit size you'd need for a room like that?
Oh my gosh.
Thanks for calling the Troubleshooter Show. Please hold a moment.
Yeah.
I love the steam shower. Suzanne uses it more than me.
Yeah, my wife uses it all the time. I use it, though. I do use it.
I do, too.
So nice. That's exactly what you're saying, the cold shower after. Yeah. It's so good.
We're in the hot tub a lot, too, though. I mean, like over the weekend we were in Probably once a day.
Yeah, I go in the hot tub a lot. What hot tub did you get?
We got it from, ours is 10 years old. I bought it from Wind River,
Okay.
which is a local company. But I come to find out, basically all of them are the same. They're all generic. Company I'm named, I think it's called Balboa, makes like 99% of the parts for like everyone out there.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, there's some that are brand specific, like, what's the big one? Jacuzzi. Jacuzzi has its own parts and shit, but pretty much anyone you get from Costco, Sam's Club, these locals.
They use the same parts.
They have Balboa stuff, yeah. I think it's called Balboa. Now I gotta Google it. We had to replace all the innards. It ran basically just the heat exchange and some other stuff. Not exchange, but the element. I want to say it's like $1,300, and the thing was like brand new again.
Yeah.
It's hard. I mean, like, what can happen to them? Unless you want something bigger or smaller, I don't know why you wouldn't just repair what you have.
Yeah.
Now I'd never move it again. It was only a year and a half old when we moved it from that house to here. I'd just keep it here and get rid of it.
Is that why it broke whenever you moved it? Is that when it stopped working?
No. It broke like maybe 3 years ago. It was probably 7 to 9 years old when that heating element finally went out. It just wouldn't heat up. Simple as that.
10 seconds, guys.
From the Trajan Wealth K-House Studios. Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We are talking about steam showers and porcelain showers and big showers. Wait till I show you this one somebody just sent me. Renew Home Innovations, something they just did. Oh my God. Anyway, he tells me that you can go up to $100,000 in a shower if you make it big enough and bad enough. I mean, think about that. Now, I'm not saying that's run of the mill, but it can be that. Brian, I got another text for you. By the way, we're taking calls on any and all topics, but if you have any insurance checkups you want to do, you can call Compass Insurance directly, 303-996-9000, 996-9000, and we'll get you a comparison. Somebody wants to know, if a kid doesn't live with me, can they still be on my household policy?
Yeah. So usually it depends on the age. But if a kid doesn't live with you, especially if they're in college, then it's no problem at all. Policies will usually let you keep them on your policy until the age of 25. Where they start running into problems, if they truly have moved to another state, they have their own license there and that kind of stuff, they really need to get insurance in that state, register the car that they have there. But so I guess the best answer is it depends on the exact situation. But yes, you can, in certain circumstances, still insure your kids on your policy, even if they're not in the household.
Okay. And does that work out? I mean, it's the same, right? They don't rate them differently, do they?
No, and so, when we were just talking a minute ago, the good thing to do is to find a company that will allow you to assign operators to specific vehicles. And not all companies do that. A lot of them just say that they're all listed. There's not really any kind of assignment to a specific vehicle. They're just all on the policy. Whereas there's other carriers that will allow you to assign a driver to a specific vehicle. It does not mean they can't drive the other vehicles or not excluded from the other vehicles, but the rate is derived from the fact that this is the car they're assigned to. And usually with young drivers, that's those companies seem to be more competitively priced because they do it that way.
Oh, I get it. Okay. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So if you are looking for comparisons, do we have any we can compare right now, Brian?
I was just looking here. I do have one that just showed up here from one of the guys that is working on quotes right now. It looks like a customer called up. They're with Allstate. And it looks like we were able to move them or quote them to a company called Travelers.
Yeah.
And saved them $1,400 a year and increased the liability. They only had $2,550 liability. So if they were to get into an accident and hurt someone, the most their policy was going to pay is $25,000. And it looks like we moved them up to $250,000. So, 10 times the amount of coverage and saved them $1,400 a year.
Holy crap. That's pretty good, don't you think?
Yeah, no, that's great. And it looks like we quoted an umbrella, a $1 million umbrella. So these people own a home. It's just amazing to me when people call and they have these low liability limits and they have no idea that, what it is they have there, that if they get into an accident, they could stand to lose everything because it takes nothing to get over $25,000. And then they'll come after them individually. So it's just, it's incredible whenever I see that because people have been with a company maybe for a long, long time, never have, don't have any kind of reviews with their policy. And so they're carrying the same liability limit they carried when they were in college.
Yeah, and their net worth was not even close.
Exactly. And now they have a much higher net worth, but they haven't ever increased their liability limit to kind of go along with it.
All right. Thank you. Now, Jeff. By the way, for the insurance checkup or for Compass at any time, 303-996-9000, 996-9000. Jeff, what's going on with you, man? Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
What's going on?
Hey, I was just calling in. I just have a complaint with Icon Eye Care.
Okay, and by the way, full disclosure, they did a procedure for me, 2 procedures years ago, and they were a sponsor here. They're no longer a sponsor. I mean, I have no reason why they're not. I mean, what I mean is that they did clear lens exchanges for me. What's going on with them?
That's exactly why I went to them, just because of your experience that you had.
Yeah.
I heard your story about that. I had the same procedure done.
The clear lens exchange.
The new lenses, right?
So you wanted to go without glasses, right?
Right. So I went in on the 21st and had the surgery done.
21st of what?
I'm sorry, November 21st of 24. I went in and had the procedure done on both eyes, had them both done at the same time. And I paid out of pocket because my insurance wouldn't cover it. So went in, went back, everything went great, went through all the follow-ups. I had one little issue. I had a high pressure in my right eye, so they put me on some drops and were monitoring the pressure. I went back for my final, for the lock-in treatment.
What is that? What kind of treatment?
24th.
Wait, what kind of treatment?
Well, where they lock the vision in. You know how they monitor your vision for the first couple of weeks after you get the lenses put in.
And what does that mean,
and
lock it in? No, I never had that done. What does that mean, lock it in?
Well, it means once you're happy with where your vision is, they can laser procedure to lock it in where it
I
is,
didn't know that. But all I did was I did one eye and it healed, and then I waited where I can see close and far. It took 3 months, and then it was perfect. Then I went and had the other eye done, and it only took a month to come in, but I never went back. I never had any LASIK. But anyway, go ahead. What happened then?
Okay, so I had that all done, and after I went back for my final lock-in treatment, they wanted to follow up and check my pressure in my right eye. And I had a appointment scheduled on January 7th of 2025, and the Sunday before that, I kind of developed some floaters and blurry vision in my right eye. So,
how old are you?
I had an appointment. I am 63.
That's pretty common, the floaters. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So I had an appointment. This started on a Sunday, and I had an appointment on Tuesday. So I just thought I'd just bring it up to him on Tuesday when I go in for the appointment. So I went in and I seen an optometrist, and he looked at it and says, yeah, sometimes you have a gel sac in the back of your eye.
That's right.
That kind of breaks apart
That's
as we
right.
get older.
And in fact, it happens a lot. It happened to me on both eyes, not after the clear lens exchange, but about 10 years later. I had what was called vitrectomy. They take it out. That gel and that fluid breaks up. It starts floating. And God, does it get scary, because when it floats across your field of vision, you're saying, wait a minute, I just went blind in that eye. And then it floats away.
Oh, yeah.
And then it can be little chunks, big chunks. It can be all kinds of stuff. And then they take all that fluid out, and that's a different place that does that. And then I had Dr. June Depth do it, and he took out, first it was the left eye, then it was the right eye, or vice versa, whatever. And I have perfect, and that even made my eyes even better, because it gets rid of all that old murky fluid. Anyway, is that what you had done?
Yeah. Well, no. See, that's what they told me it was, and to just, it'll probably just go away.
No, it
to
doesn't.
Come back in a week, but later,
no, it doesn't.
No. So that's what. It got worse during that week. So I called in, and I went in. Let's see, that was on a Tuesday that I went in, and they said that sac may be breaking apart. And I went in, and I seen another optometrist, and he looked at my eye, and he says, it was inflamed, and he told me that I needed to see a retinal specialist.
That's exactly right.
That's right. Retina.
But this, I don't know why, it has nothing to do with Icon.
Well, yeah, it does.
Well, okay. Actually, it doesn't.
I need to finish.
Finish.
I need to finish.
Finish.
Okay. So he told me, he said that I had detachment, hemorrhaging and a detachment. Because what I was seeing was blood. It wasn't, the floaters were blood that were floating around inside
So wait
my
a minute.
eye.
They did not discover a detached retina?
No. He said that they couldn't see because it was so swollen, and there was so much blood in there that they couldn't see.
Yeah, but why didn't they refer you? Why did they not refer you to a specialist?
Well, that's where I'm getting to. He said that I need to see he says, I can't refer you to a retina specialist, but here's what you tell them. And he gave me this little paragraph. So I've got Kaiser Insurance.
Yeah.
So I called Kaiser, and I told them that, I need to see a retinal specialist. And they says, well, you need a referral for a retinal specialist. And I said, well, here's what the optometrist told me. He says, I don't care what he told you. I still need a referral from him. So I called back Icon and told him, this was on a Friday night.
Jeff, hold on, Jeff. I need to interject here. When I said, by the way, just let me clarify this. When I said it has nothing to do with Icon, here's what I meant. If you had this detachment because they did something wrong when they did their lens, that would be one thing. Normally, the lens is not connected to the detachment, but if it did happen, are you saying now they are, I think, responsible for not referring you and not recognizing the problem, but I don't know if they caused the problem or not.
No.
Let's discuss both of those things. I want to get to what happened and what we can do for you coming right up.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Michael Brown in the morning and Dan Kaplis in the afternoon. 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
All right, not doing too badly here in town. We're looking pretty good, in fact. We do have delays in the foothills, 285. It's going to be the northbound side at Homestead. This is just approaching the North Turkey Creek area. And also on I-70 at the Loveland Ski Area, US 6 there, Loveland Pass. There is an accident left lane. That is backed up also. Further west, of course, we're still seeing those rough conditions all the way to Vail. City traffic, though, looks pretty good. It is light. It's going to be icy on bridges, ramps, and surface routes in general. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
Need new blinds? At Blindster.com, we offer guaranteed low prices, guaranteed satisfaction, free samples, and free shipping. At Blindster, we take the fear out of ordering custom blinds, shades, and shutters so you can do it yourself and save big. Blindster.com.
888heating.com, the people you want for high efficiency AC and furnaces, and they can save you 30 to 50% a month. Think about that. They also do an extreme clean for $45 to come check your system. But if it's getting up there 15, 20 years and it's the old efficiency, get that really high efficiency stuff with a company I know and trust. I've known them for years. 888heating.com. Garrett and his team will come out and make sure you not only have the best running system, but if you need a replacement, one that will save you money each and every month going forward. 303-770-2776. 303-770-2776. That's 888heating.com.
Basic.
Hey, has Dimitri called that trash company?
I think he stepped out to do that.
No, I left Marianne a voicemail.
Left a message
for the caller.
Fountain Blue.
Mark, do you have a good concrete guy?
Got a great one.
Do you?
For what? What do you need done, though?
Well, one for yours, but also driveway, garage, and then a pad in the back of the hot tub.
Proform.
Proform.
Yep, they're on the... In fact, he's adding to my driveway. He's taken out 2 big sections that have cracked, and then he's going to widen the shit out of it for me.
Do they do that stamped concrete with, like, the color pigmentation on
He
it?
does whatever you want. Yeah. He's pretty good. He's like a one-man show. I mean, he's got some employees, but...
But you've had some of his concrete and it lasted a while?
Yeah. He's been with us a long, long, long time. I don't think he does, like, foundations and stuff, though. I got a guy that does just that stuff, too.
Like footings for a new build?
Yeah.
When they run aesthetic?
Yeah.
Trains from
Have you done a new build?
I did a big-ass RV garage.
Try this.
Oh, really?
Lunch. Peckish?
75,
chicken wings.
was it 100 or 75? 75 dump trucks of dirt to build up the pad. It was crazy, man. They just never stopped coming. Then they had to compact it to like 99.9, you know.
Did you insulate it, or was it just kind of a shell?
It's insulated.
Well, peckish.
Yeah, it's a steel building, but it's on a full-blown foundation and then insulated. Really thick, like
Bye.
I don't even know. It's not foam. It's like yeah, maybe. It's like a padding almost. Yeah.
It's only nice because my dad died.
Nah. I did everything myself as far as that. I pulled the permit. I hired the electricians. I hired the... Yep. The one... I'm trying to think the most difficult part. God, man, really everything went pretty good. The compaction, I was a little surprised on. My guy had to tear off probably 4 feet
These guys?
and recompact because it was like only 99 point whatever percent. I didn't realize how crazy that was. But that's where you go, oh man, thank God there's these inspectors that come out.
2 hours underneath your desk.
Electrical went fine. I had to dig a big trench because even it comes right from my cul-de-sac, so they put in another meter. I still only have one account. Yeah, I brought 200 into it or 250
right now,
yeah.
So that they can hear me on headphones back and forth.
Oh my God, I got 250 amps in there. Yeah, 250 amps, and then I've got whatever else. I mean, just regular shit.
No, they have to be.
But it was way cheaper to do it that way, even though you had to dig the trench. They come out and actually look at the trench, the whole thing, man. It's crazy.
Yes, that does nothing with
the whole thing. But like I said, Douglas County was pretty good. I didn't really run into anything crazy.
Hear me. So the.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino. Your Troubleshooter 303-713-TALK, 713-255. Listen. So Jeff went to Icon to have a clear lens exchange. I had that done years ago. He said he developed some floaters and blurry vision in his right eye. He went in for a checkup. They told him to see a retinal specialist, and he could not get a referral. So I don't understand why they wouldn't give you a referral, but also, I also don't understand why Kaiser requires a referral. I went to a retinal specialist directly. This had nothing to do with Icon. It was years later, but I went for this gel. It was bothering me, and I simply called whatever, I think it was Colorado or wherever Dr. June Depth is, and got an appointment, and he saw me and scheduled surgery. So, Jeff, I don't know how Kaiser works, but certainly they would have had a regular eye doctor that would have made you a referral to their in-house retinal specialist at Kaiser.
The doctor on Friday was telling me that I needed to see one before Tuesday, no later than Tuesday.
Yeah, because if you have a retinal detachment, you can go blind.
Oh, I know. So anyway, they never did. They wouldn't do a referral. I called back Monday.
But Jeff, I'm asking a very simple question.
Call me.
Jeff, I'm asking a very simple question. Why didn't you say to Kaiser you're having problems and just get in to see an eye doctor, period?
Well, that's what I finally did on Monday.
Okay, good.
So I seen a Kaiser optometrist on Monday. They were very good at Kaiser, but I mean, just the neglect from Icon. They even
now tell me. Okay, hold on. You used a good word, Jeff. You used a word, neglect. Tell me how they neglected you. I need to know that part.
Well, because I had to go through, and the reason that he gave me this little paragraph to tell them at Kaiser is so I wouldn't have to go through seeing an optometrist, having the optometrist look at me. He's just trying to save me some time. He says I can't do a referral.
But
which
why,
I find out
why
this
can't they do a referral? I don't understand. Why can't...
It's beyond me. You'd have to ask Icon that.
Well, wait.
Why.
If you're with Kaiser, generally that's going to be all in-house. I don't know if, they can refer you to a doctor outside of the network knowing you have Kaiser. You know what I'm saying?
Mark, that wasn't the case. Here's what the case was. Jeff was at Icon, and he wanted a referral to an ophthalmologist or a retina specialist.
To a retinal specialist.
And it could have been, I mean, if he got a referral to a retinal specialist within Kaiser, can an outside doctor make a recommendation to an inside Kaiser specialist if you're part of Kaiser, Mark?
I wouldn't go to anywhere other than what Kaiser tells me to go to because I don't think there'd be any coverage.
No, but what I meant is this. Mark, that was the whole point. He had the clear lens exchange done at Icon because Kaiser doesn't offer it. He paid for it out of pocket. What we're asking is this. If you ever did that where you were with an outside doctor, can they refer you and say, Mark, you have to go see this specialist? And since you're with Kaiser, would Kaiser take a recommendation from an outside doctor? Do you know?
No, I don't know. And I don't think so because they're going to want you in network.
That's what I thought. So I think, Jeff, that you would have had to go to a Kaiser regular eye doctor anyway, I'm thinking. But I know the point you're making.
No, that's not. Yeah.
Okay. You're
anyway,
saying,
I went and seen a Kaiser optometrist on Monday morning, and they were able to get me in with the Kaiser retinal specialist that afternoon.
Okay.
So I went in and seen the retinal specialist.
Hey, what'd they say, by the way? Were they able to reattach it, or what's the game plan?
Well, no, it wasn't a retinal issue. It was inflammation. It was an infection in my eye.
Oh, hold on.
From the surgery.
Now, wait a minute. So this infection, this could be part of that surgery. Is that what they said?
Yeah, they don't more or less say that, but he says that's more than likely what happened.
Are they the ones that told you at Icon to see a retinal specialist because you could be having a detachment?
Yes, that's what I was told at Icon.
Oh, okay. But as it turns out, you have no retinal detachment. Is that right?
Correct.
That is good news. But do the Kaiser people say, "Hey, Jeff, you have an infection as a result of what they did"?
Not as a result. He said that's the only way it could have happened.
Well, sure. What else happened? Nothing else. It's not a coincidence that all of a sudden you got an infection. I mean, the only thing you had done was what they did.
So he tells me, you got an infection, and he says, we got to do surgery. And I says, well, when do you want to do this surgery? And he says, we have to do it tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah.
So I went in and had surgery Tuesday afternoon to go in and suck my eye out.
Wait a minute. Whoa. Now you're confusing me. They did a vitreotomy. They took out the vitreous fluid within your eye, but you just told me, oh, never mind. But that's not an infection usually. Usually that's just, I don't get why they did that treatment, but I'm not a doctor, obviously. What did they say they were doing the vitrectomy for?
To get the infection out.
The fluid, was it the fluid that wasn't, see, I don't know anything. I'm asking, was it the fluid that was?
Yeah, they had to go in and cut my eye open again and go back in there. He took like this little, I was awake through the whole thing. And
so they had to clean out, basically they had to clean out the vitreous gel and fluid on the inside of your eyeball to get rid of the infection.
Correct.
But here's what I need to know. If it was on the inside of the eyeball, did they say what exactly was infected?
No.
May I ask who your surgeon was?
Where, at Kaiser?
Yeah, no.
Or at Icon?
Yeah.
Dr. Lee.
Okay. I want to talk to you more. Hang on. There's something going on. We got to figure it out. I'm Tom Martino.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
Blowing snow out west into the high country causing some major concerns on the roads and freeways. I-70 westbound closed through the Eisenhower Tunnel with stopped up traffic back from Loveland Pass. Loveland Pass not doing any better. Loveland Pass east and westbound closed between Montezuma Road and I-70. Into the Denver Metro, a fairly standard drive out there. Downtown drivers seeing some slow traffic on I-25 northbound between 6th and Colfax. With traffic, I'm Mark Swan.
Lowe's knows that with job site delivery as soon as same day, you can get what you need without losing valuable time. They help, you save. Valid on eligible in-stock orders and select zip codes for same-day delivery. Subject to driver availability. Fees vary based on purchase. More terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
Please call Zero Res Denver today to make your reservation for the Valentine's Day special. Of course, we know Valentine's Day was over the weekend or whatever, whenever it was, right? But here's the bottom line with Valentine's Day. They are giving a special 2-day discount offer. If you call and make your appointment, you'll get 3 rooms for $99. This is the most incredible carpet cleaning system, and I can tell you firsthand, the only ones I'll let in my home. Please Try it. Once you try it, I guarantee you'll never go back. You see all the crap coming out from previous cleanings and then the pathogens and allergens. Your whole house smells better and feels better. You have cleaner indoor and air environment. You have cleaner carpets, safe for kids, safe for pets, safe for yourself. Here's what I love about them. They come in and do it for just $33 a room right now, $99 3 rooms. They also do ductwork, tile and grout. They do upholstery and any hard surface in your home. It's so pure and so wonderful. Ask for the Martino special right now. 3 rooms, $99. 303-471-5150. 303-471-5150. ZeroResDenver.com. Hey, if you're looking for a friend in the mortgage business, it's John Clace at CMG Financial. You know, mortgage companies have come and gone during these rocky times. CMG has stood the test of time. They do reverse loans, yes, still alive and well. They do regular conventional loans, and they do the all-in-one loan. I like calling it the liquid loan. What that means is it's a line of credit you can borrow up and pay down when you need it, pay it down when you don't. And by the way, every dime you have in the bank during the lull times counts against your average daily balance to get you better rates. I'm telling you, it's a great loan, a good company, and I've known John Clace for 30 years. 303-882-6679. 303-882-6679. Partnerinlending.com.
Who's done Laughlin? What's that?
Who's done Laughlin?
He started Laughlin, Nevada many moons ago, but...
Hey, I want to test my
here
dinger.
It is. No, it's still there.
I want to test my dinger. I turned up the volume. Can I stop with the zipper, you goddamn fool? Okay, sorry. Was that you? Is that louder, Mark?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, good. So you can hear my dinger.
Louder is righter. Don't forget it.
Do you want it more?
No, that's good. That's perfect amount of righteousness.
I got my sound effects working. I got it working. Wait a minute. Somebody's coming in a white gown to talk to me.
Meow.
Oh, is it time?
There's something cool around here.
I didn't do that one. That's Mark and his girlfriend.
Oh, Suzanne, are you listening to this?
I don't mean her. No, I meant your girlfriend.
Wow. Lock him out of all his shit.
That's the iHeart theme song. Hold on. I can't believe all these cool sounds I can start using again.
Yes, from the 30s.
Listen.
Go ahead. Make my day.
I'm sorry, from the 50s.
I didn't do that one either. Only the good ones I do. He does all those stupid ones.
A Whites guy, are you?
Let me see.
How dare you?
That wasn't me. Let's listen to Deputy, let's see, who should this be? Deputy Doc.
Well, I gotta say, most of us don't.
Well, that's not me. I'm not doing that one. If you hear the old-fashioned bullshit ones,
Riley, have you ever heard of Benny Hill?
Hey, who's on the board right now? Is it Shannon still?
Yes.
We change clothes. We change underwear at the middle of the show. What happened?
Shannon is here for good, as therefore for art.
Wait. So we're never gonna have Dragon again?
Ever?
Really?
Really?
Can I? Why? Really? Why?
Dragon went over to the Fox.
So wait, Dragon is going to just do Mike?
Yes.
Oh, you mean we have to put up? We're going to have to put up with Shannon?
That's correct.
Every day.
Well, unless if Shannon's not here.
You know, working with
How come
Shannon
farts
is kind
are
of
so
like
funny?
It's kind of like this. You can't hear that.
God.
Yes.
Yes! 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 Oh!
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Now, I want to explain something in general. Malpractice. And man, we've handled a lot of inquiries about malpractice, talked to a lot of experts, and I'm going to get right to it. When it comes to malpractice, there's something you have to prove. First, you have to prove that it was out of the standard of the industry. And then you have to prove that it did you harm as a result. So the question here is, what is it out of the ordinary, and did it do harm and all of that? So I'm going to ask our caller, explain to me, please, what additional damage you have as a result of these clowns delaying or not knowing what you had or causing an infection. First of all, you have to have a doctor say, and this is really important, you have to have a doctor say that it was their fault. Okay, you have to. You can't just surmise it. Then you have to have more damage as a, well, not more damage, but kind of substantial damages as a result of what they did. So let's talk about it, man. Go ahead.
Okay, I don't know exactly what the damage is going to be until they figure out exactly what's going on with it.
Right. So right now, though, did it cost you?
I want to correct myself too. It was Eva Kim was my surgeon that did my surgery.
I think
I'm sorry,
you said,
it was Eva
Doctor.
Kim.
I think you said something like that. Okay.
I think I said Lee.
I'm sorry.
I think I honestly think the fact that it was an infection would be pretty hard. Think of how many people go into the hospital and end up with a staph infection
Mark,
or
it may have
anything. You
been-
know what I'm saying?
And it might be one of the things on the disclaimer. Did you look at the disclaimer,
Very
Jeff?
well could be.
No, I never received a copy of that. That's
Well,
another
but
thing.
you
They give
hold
that
on,
to you
hold
right
on.
before you go
But
into
okay,
surgery.
I'm not asking you if you received a copy. You could have read it. Hold on, we'll come back to you.
Mandy
Anyway, what do you guys think?
Given a copy or not?
I think he has a shot in hell.
No shot?
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's going to
Or
be
a
one
shot.
of the. No, I think it's going
Yeah,
to be
he's
marked
got
one of the
a
normal.
shot in hell.
I think
Yeah, there's
it's
no.
gonna-
I don't even know what his damage would be.
It's going to be one of the normal things, you know.
Yep.
Hey, Mark, somebody said you threatened to sue everybody on Discord.
Yes, that's true.
What about?
Stealing of intellectual property.
What intellectual property?
Your name would be one. Referral list would be one. Troubleshooter would be.
Why would you? Why would you sue them for that?
Why not?
Because they're not doing anything wrong. They're not.
Yeah, they are.
Well, I don't think they are.
They have robbed us of everything.
Credibility.
Wait a
Yeah,
minute.
there you go. Perfect. Thank you.
Do any
Thank
one of
you,
these
Dragon.
do any one of these Discord disruptors have any money?
Yes.
Oh, which one?
I would assume Top Secret's got a few bucks.
Like 7.
Yes.
He has about $7 or $8. What about Tim?
Highly doubt it. It's like driving a dump truck through a nitroglycerin factory.
What does that mean?
What do you mean?
Oh, by the way,
That's from Christmas Vacation.
Did you like the Saturday Night Live special? I loved it.
Yeah, we did watch it. I thought it was pretty good, actually.
They didn't get political, which is good.
A little bit, but yeah, in general, it was a lot better than usual.
Which way did they get political?
They did a little bit of Trump bashing, no biggie though. I
But,
mean,
you know,
really,
De
compared to
Niro-
average, they didn't.
De Niro has gotten to a point where he's a crap.
He's a mean old
fucking
coot,
grump.
ain't he?
He's a grump. Jesus.
Get off my yard, you fucking kids.
If I ever become like that, what do you
Whoa, wait a minute, what?
If? No.
I couldn't believe all the faces I recognized every time they'd pan in the audience.
Oh, my God. There were so
the whole
many
thing
people.
was
So
A, B, and C listers, every fucking one of them.
I don't think that there was a regular person in the audience.
I don't think so either. You know what was kind of weird? I did not see like Taylor Swift. I figure she would have been there.
Why?
She's done the music and hosted and done all kinds of shit.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh.
Yeah. In fact, probably more than once. I'll tell you the one that looks like old is not Aykroyd, Chevy. Holy shit, does he look bad.
Yeah. I'm taking off for a second. I'll be right back.
All right.
All right, just need your first name, and you have a
Let me
question.
see. How many times has Taylor Swift been on SNL? She's the one I did not see on that special. She made her debut on the show in 2009.
What show?
Saturday Night Live.
Oh.
And then she was a musical guest again.
Chevy, by the way, I think he's got something. I think he's...
Oh, he looks so bad.
He's dealing with...
Some health crisis.
Yeah, some kind of health issue.
Yeah, absolutely.
I wonder how Chevy Chase... Let's not forget, the guy's a monster, man.
Okay.
He's a big dude. Chevy Chase age. He's my dad's age. Yeah. In fact, my dad's a year older. Okay, he had a near fatal cardiac crisis. Spent 5 weeks in the hospital. He fell badly in 23 and bruised himself pretty bad.
Again, for the third time.
Apparently he's doing better now, though.
Is he?
The one where I was shocked seeing him was on the new Vacation, which is probably 10 years old now,
Yeah.
with Christine Applegate, and he had a cameo at the end. I was like, he didn't even look recognizable to me.
Well, and just like when he's talking, he's just not...
Him and Bill Murray hated each other, man.
Is that right?
Yeah, I know.
Are you
What's the golf course one?
Never heard. Oh, come on.
Caddyshack.
Caddyshack, yeah.
Yeah, they apparently had a really bad time there.
See, I'm seeing stuff about memory loss for him as well.
Yeah, 82, it's going to start happening. It just depends on how. Is it normal or is it really bad?
But
What
my
are you talking
daughter,
about?
she went to Comic-Con.
Your memory.
Yeah.
Shoddy and full of holes.
Went to Comic-Con a couple years ago, and he was there.
For what? Why would he be at Comic-Con?
His show.
The Coneheads?
No. Because it's not just like, comic book type stuff anymore. 'Cause
Yeah.
this was, what's the show he's in? Chevy Chase. What's the show Ava loves so much?
Oh, the half-hour comedy?
Yes, it's a comedy. It's not on anymore. But
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
What's her one of her favorite shows? No, with Chevy Chase in it. Shows. Community.
Yeah.
That's a good show. So
Yeah.
he's in Community, and
That
he was
was
there
funny.
For that.
That's
But
a funny
he was
show.
In like a booth where you can go get signature, like get autograph. You pay. So she went back there and got his autograph, but he barely could hold the pen. I mean, he was just...
He got kicked off of there in season 4 for using a racial slur.
Really?
That's what it says.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Now I got to know what he said. What racial slur?
Oh, he said stuff all the time in that show.
What Racial slur. This was on set.
Kind of his character. On set, though. Like, in reality, not a part of the show. That was his whole thing in the show. Like
Oh, use the N-word. Son of a bitch. No kidding.
Yeah, with whatchamacallit?
I see here, SNL.
Wait, was it with Richard Pryor?
No. This was on set of the show.
That's check. Enter it now at khow.com. Keep listening to win on 630 KHOW.
Yeah. Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, bottom line. Let's get right to this and get through it. It's a good topic. It's a topic that comes up a lot. You have to have substantial damages for it to matter for malpractice. It really is. Malpractice is not for anybody that has minor damages, really. I mean, it's gotten to a point where you can suffer a lot and not get malpractice. Now, that doesn't mean it's not important. You might want to report things sometimes, but I will tell you this. I looked it up, and on a disclaimer, for almost every surgery, including clear lens exchange, there is an exception or a disclaimer for infections as a risk. And I will tell you this, Jeff, they give very specific instructions. I remember when I had my clear lens exchange on how to care for your eyes after surgery and the washes and stuff and the drops and the antibiotic drops. And it is very, very likely to get an infection if you don't take impeccable care of your eyes. I'm not blaming you. I am just saying it's going to be probably next to impossible to blame them for the infection. Was it as a result of surgery? Absolutely, probably. I mean, I'll just say yes. I mean, there's no coincidence. But it could be the way your aftercare, because the aftercare is entrusted to you. But I want to know this. Here's a couple things I want to know, Jeff. What do you want, basically? You called. What do you want?
I more or less want to buyer beware of Icon LASIK.
Do you think that's fair?
Yes, I do.
No,
when
hold
I can't
on.
even get a
Hold
call
on.
back from one of their doctors.
Because you got an infection in your eye following surgery that could have been due to a lack of care. Why do you feel, I mean, no, buyer beware should be for everyone, by the way, so I don't mind that. Tell me what you think they did wrong.
By not responding to me when I had a problem.
Well, okay, that would be bad. What do you mean by not responding? What do you mean by not responding?
Well, I asked for the doctor to call me back when I had an issue with my eye. I never did get a call back from Icon Eye Care.
Now, that to me is unacceptable. If you have surgery done at a place, those people should be very attentive.
Yeah, you spend $14,000 to have your eyes done. You at least, get a call back from them.
It sucks they didn't contact you like that, but I doubt you have a case, man.
Yeah. Well, you do have a case for letting people know. I hope you posted appropriate reviews online.
Well, what happened is I did get a call back from a Dr. Severson at 8:15 on a Wednesday evening and told him what had happened to me. And you know what he said? He says, you could go blind. You'll probably never see 20/20 vision again. That was his comment when I first talked to him on a Wednesday evening.
You know, if that's true, you would have major damages. I mean, really, if you could never see properly again, you could have a case.
Jeff, Mark.
But that was the comment I got from the doctor.
Guys, will you wait a second, please? Let me bring the main point up, Mark. An infection is an automatic side effect. So tell me, unless they caused the infection, Mark, why would they be responsible for his aftercare?
I would have no idea. I would have no idea.
Now, I do
But
agree.
the only way that I could.
I do agree that if he went in there and it was pretty obviously infected and they didn't, I mean, did they tell you, Jeff, make sure you take your antibiotic drops? It looks infected or anything?
Yes, I went to the follow-up. There was no question about that. The only question that they had when I went back for my follow-up was my pressure in my right eye.
And
I'd ask for Lidoff. I bet Lidoff's still there. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
You know what I remember about him? He's got alpacas, man. He is a great guy.
Hey, Jeff, I want to ask you something. Just really quick answers. When you went back for your follow-up, you weren't having an issue at the time, right?
No.
Now, how was the pressure in your eye?
The pressure is good now.
No, how was it when you went for your follow-up?
It was like 23 or something.
I don't know what that
24.
means. I don't know what that
put me on
means.
drops. Well, the pressure was high.
Okay.
The pressure was high. So
What
had to
did
put
they
me on drops.
recommend when they did your pressure and it was high?
To do drops.
Okay, then when was your very next problem?
The very next problem was the day I was supposed to go back and get it checked to make sure the pressure had gone down after the drops.
And what was that?
I developed the blurry and the...
Okay, and then what did they
What
say
was
about the blurry and all of that?
Well, they said that you probably got some gel.
Okay, then what? Then
fat breaking up.
when do you think the infection started?
Well, the only way the infection could start was the only way I could have got the infection was from the surgery, is what the retinal specialist is telling me.
Jeff, you're not listening to me, man. Every single surgery can cause an infection, but it's not the fault of the surgery. It's the aftercare. I'm just telling you truly, infection, when you say it was caused by the surgery, of course it was. But that doesn't mean that everyone who has a surgery gets an infection. So, why did you get an infection? The answer most of the time is post-surgery. That's why whenever you have surgery, they watch you like a dog and tell you, make sure you keep it clean. Make sure you don't do this. Make sure you don't do that. Make sure you do your drops, or make sure you do your salve, or make sure you take your pills, whatever. I don't know what your situation was. Do you understand? Cause is not malpractice. What's malpractice is unusual results and aftercare neglect, literally neglect. So I don't think, as Mark said, you have a case. I don't think you have anything. What you are, and you should be, you're pissed off because these people were not attentive to you. And I agree with you wholeheartedly. If everything you're telling me is true, they were not attentive, and they should have been more attentive, because even if infection was as a result of a lack of your own aftercare, they should have been all over it.
Okay. I'm just saying beware then, because the doctors are all contracted. This place is owned by a company back in Ohio, and they contract the doctors.
It's so funny how you're trying to make contracted doctors sound bad, because 98% of all clinics have contracted doctors. But go ahead.
Well, because the clinic personnel is part of the eye doctor company, and the doctors are contracted. That's what the doctor told me. He says we don't get very good communication. I don't know.
What did the business structure? No, Jeff, listen. What you're doing is what I call, listen, it's very common, accumulating injustices or accumulating just detractors, but they don't mean anything. And I'll bet you he had dirty shoes. I mean, they drive Chevys. I don't know. You could find a lot of things, but the fact that they're contractors have nothing to do with it. If you're going to give a review about Icon, it's very simple. Watch out for Icon Eye Care. I had surgery there, and I don't think the surgeons could have cared less when I contacted them about possible complications. I was feeling eye discomfort. I developed an infection, and they should have caught it sooner and sent me to a specialist. What do I care that the doctors are contracted? consumers sometimes get in their own frickin' way when they want to make some kind of a complaint, and they start sounding like nuts because they don't confine themselves to the issues. Okay, so you start out, I'm extracting from you some pretty strong issues. I think there was a lack of follow-up, and I think that probably so many of them go so smoothly, they're probably resting on their laurels. I believe that. I believe that. You know, Jeff, do you know why I know that?
No.
Because I know someone else that had complications worse than yours. And I don't feel they were as attentive as they should have been. So, and by the way, in my opinion, that person had a clear-cut malpractice case that they did not pursue. Okay? So that's why I believe you probably have an issue. But I don't think you have any money coming or anything like that. However, I was shocked at the price you told me. Did each eye cost you $6,000 or $7,000?
It was $14,000. Yeah.
I mean, and by the way, people say, well, you didn't pay for yours, Tom. Well, I did pay. And I might have gotten a discount, but even full retail, I don't remember being that much money. So right now, if someone comes in off the street, are you telling me for a clear lens exchange, it's $7,000?
$7,000 an eye.
Jeez. Wow.
Yeah.
And what do they call it? Do they still call it a clear lens exchange?
Yep, clear lens exchange. No, I remember you. We're very happy with what you had done.
Absolutely.
Especially when my cataracts got to the point that they were at.
But let me ask you this part. Can you see well?
Yeah, but my right eye is I still have floaters and still have.
What are they going to do about that one, bro? What are they going to do about it?
I don't know. They're still being monitored by Kaiser.
Well, wait.
They're still working.
If you had a vitrectomy done and they sucked out all the fluid, you shouldn't have any floaters.
Yeah, but they can't get it all out.
Of course they can.
They couldn't get it all out.
Of course they can.
No. Well,
why can't they get it all out? They take the fluid out. When it's out, it's out.
Well, no, they take the fluid out, but I mean, all the little floaters that are in there
are in the fluid.
Black little.
Yeah,
they can't. Okay.
They can't what?
Well, he's a special. I really trust this guy. So.
Oh, I do too. I mean, they obviously know more than me, and maybe I had just a lucky circumstance where. But man, did they actually tell you we'll never get all the floaters out?
I don't know that.
Why don't you ask them? Tell them you're still having frickin' floaters in an eye they did a vitrectomy on.
They're still monitoring it. They don't know what they have to do yet as far as to cure it, or it may even be in the lens. Might be the issue. There's all kinds of different things.
Well, if you have a floater in the lens, it doesn't move. Does your floater move?
Yeah, I know, but he's saying there may be some. I don't know. He's the doctor, so I listen to the doctor.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Did you ask
He's
him?
The specialist.
Did you ask him if that eye will ever clear up and give you good vision?
It could. Yeah.
Okay.
It very well could. Yeah.
Well,
I might poke my eye out.
Bye. I want you to call us back in a month. I'm serious, Jeff. Okay. Will you call us back and let us know how it goes? I'm really interested. 303-713-8255. Listen, Mark, when people have issues like this, it's pretty serious. So go poke your
I know.
eye out. Okay.
It's an hour. He has been on for an hour.
Oh, stop. I mean, on and off.
One hour.
First of all, Mark, we can address criticism of the show maybe in a better forum, but I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. It was overdone a little, but I'll tell you why. Because there were many
It hits
issues.
a little home for you. I know that.
There were many issues, okay? One of the issues is the actual eye care. The other issue is malpractice in general, and then personal responsibility and all that. I get what you're saying, though. I really do. But I think that when consumer issues are complicated and have a lot of different issues that they affect, it goes beyond the actual that one case. We have more coming up, and then we're going to spend another hour on drywall. I'm just kidding. Right after this.
Now Taxes is using Credit Karma, where
I prefer paint drying.
they'll get your refund so you can do more with it right in Credit Karma. Now this is Taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Experts only available with TurboTax Live.
Gravinas have the greatest windows. And as they say, nobody beats Gravinas. Nobody. By the way, that was Larry saying those commercials. His son Nick took over. It's a family affair from the original Gravinas, their dad. This is the original offshoot of the Gravinas windows, and they're on 950 West Evans. Look, these people have the heritage, the variety, the experience, and the value. Gravina, 303 Gravina, Gravina, 303 Gravina, or GravinaWindows.com. Sheridan Auto Tech. I love Kevin. Now, let me put that in perspective. I love him as a mechanic and business owner and a brother. He's a great guy, and he'll take care of you. Whether it's high or top level heavy maintenance or just minor maintenance or repairs, he does them all. And he does electrical issues as well. And what's really important and would have helped that one woman whose son called earlier in the show, they do used car inspections, pre-buy inspections. So call Sheridan Auto Tech with all your auto needs on Sheridan. They're on Colfax west of Wadsworth, 303-455-7242, 455-7242.
That drywall joke was pretty funny.
Yeah, well, that's what we're going to do.
I got to give it to you.
Yeah.
I got to give it to you. I remember when I was telling these guys how you teased varicose veins one time.
Oh, I know.
Coming up after the break, varicose veins.
Oh, there's that. There's the plane right there.
God, what'd you think of that plane, man, where everybody walked away and there's no wings left?
Oh, my God. How did that flip?
It looks like a fucking submarine.
I don't know how it did it, though. They must have hit Sun so hard.
Did you say you have the video?
Dimitri thinks it landed and the gear gave out, and basically one of the wings snapped off, then it rolled and snapped the other one off. It's really remarkable that everybody walked away from that, and the majority of them walked away fine.
Yeah, almost all of them did.
And then, of course, all the Democrats here are blaming
Brian, B-R-I-A-N, at
the FAA, which, of course, this is in Canada. They don't have that.
But what does that mean? What does that mean? Why would you blame the FAA?
It's really high quality.
I have no idea, but they don't even do it. Because of all the people, Trump is laying off or telling to retire or whatever.
But that had nothing to do with this.
Yeah, I know, but that's not what they're saying.
Landing. How could any kind of staff in the tower?
That's in Canada. The crash happened in Canada.
I think there must have been a
They
dwarf.
put some oil out on the roof.
There must have been a dwarf, a Mexican, a black person, or maybe an Indian flying the plane. What do you think?
Maybe.
A woman.
A woman. Okay, it could be a woman. It could have been, wait a minute, a Pakistani.
Damn women drivers.
I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you what, our flight back from California on Sunday was probably one of the worst flights I've had in a long time with so much turbulence.
You come
have
off
to wear a mask.
those mountains
Do you have
is
to wear a
pretty
mask?
badass.
Do you have to wear a mask? And I don't mean like a face mask for disease, but do you have to wear a mask to hide your identity when you fly?
No. Thank you.
How do you get around the no-fly list?
She's so tiny, nobody knows her anyway.
I kind of just, I'm so short, I'm not noticed.
I remember someone trying to walk on a plane with a glass of wine one time.
I tried. It didn't go so well.
Excuse me, ma'am, you can't bring that on the plane. But the bartender told me I could.
I know.
That was a great argument. I did like that.
He did.
You know, Kelly, we could write a book about your experiences.
Oh, stop. Just because I didn't know Napa Auto Parts was a store.
Thought it was a wine store. She walked in there for a bottle of $2 Chuck. Walked out with an oil filter.
No, it was true. I did actually say on the air, why would you go to Napa in order to get auto parts?
Yeah.
Yes, and Dragon, to your point, I did not know what layaway was because we never did it.
Layaway is... Riley, you ever heard of layaway?
No.
Yeah, layaway is kind of old school. That's like, I think
Riley
back to like
hasn't heard of
Kmart.
it? Okay, let's jump all over
12,
Riley
it's
right
fine.
now.
Yeah, but he's quite a bit younger than you. You have no reason.
can't hear
You just
anything.
came from a fluent family.
Oh.
So therefore you never would have... No, being serious, you would have never heard the word layaway.
We never did it. I didn't know. But
Most people didn't.
I'm
And if you
the
really
only
think about
person
it...
in the world with my background. Coming from an
Why would-
affluent...
10 seconds.
Never mind.
what?
Never mind. I'll tell you in a minute.
Denver's talk station. Online at khout.com.
Hey, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. All right, now, for the remainder of the show, we'll talk about drywall. Just kidding. But Cindy does have a question on drywall. And Cindy, what's going on with you?
Thank you. I've got a master bathroom that has been leaking into the ceiling into the family room below for years, and it would be off and on. So I'd be concerned about it, and then it would dry up. So now we removed the toilet, and we found out whoever put that toilet in didn't put a wax spring in.
Oh, my
No, it had a
goodness.
wax spring. It didn't have. No, I'm sorry. It had a wax spring.
That
It
could be
didn't have a
devastating.
flange. No flange.
No flange.
So we.
What does that mean?
That means that
That's
flange
that
that goes
part that
into the
goes
floor
down.
wasn't there. That receives it.
Correct.
So listen, Cindy, it leaked into your lower family room?
Well, I just have a line, a straight line. So we cut like 6 by 6 square. out
Yeah,
to
but
look up there.
what did it... I need to know the damages. You had damages in the bathroom or underneath on the first floor?
The bathroom, it was wet behind the toilet a lot. So I was renting the house out, and I didn't know what was going on.
Where was
But
the
it was
main
It was
damage?
just wet.
Where was the main damage?
Really, it's just the ceiling in the family room below.
Okay.
That was damp.
So keep going.
It's not even an insurance thing. I'm just going to put a flange in there. I had somebody look at it, and he cut the ceiling out. We're looking up there for mold, and I don't know if I should go to Lowe's and get a Home Depot, get a mold test, or spray it with vinegar. And
You know,
then just cut the whole-
Genesis,
I mean,
Genesis Total Exteriors, the reason I talk about Genesis, they can do a mold test for you, and they have the expertise without ripping you off or exaggerating on getting rid of it or replacing that ceiling if you need the whole ceiling replaced, because they do baths as well. And they do kitchens and they do exteriors on the house. Now, that's what I'm saying. If you really want it done well, I don't mean getting the work necessarily done, but at least getting honesty about the mold, because so many people rip off people when it comes to mold. So if you're interested, I just want to tell you, Genesis Total Exteriors, will help you with the mold part, and then rebuilding if you need it. 303-679-8509, Genesis. Now, listen, in addition to that, though, I want to know, what are you mainly calling about now?
What am I calling about now? I don't know if I need to rip more than 6 by 6 inches out of that ceiling and look farther into the ceiling.
That's what Genesis, Mark Szymanski and his team. See, Cindy, I would be so hesitant to have you call a so-called restoration company or someone who says water damages or just a contractor, because so many times when they see water and they hear a homeowner who has concerns about mold, they see dollar signs, because they can scare the hell out of you. Say, oh, Cindy, you're going to have to tear all this out. You're going to have to take the floor out. You're going to have to do this. See, that's where Mark will not do that to you. That's why I'm confident about Genesis in this particular case.
Okay, sounds good. Because I was thinking, do I have to tear the tile floor out in the master bathroom and look at all of the braces on there?
He has ways of looking in there and doing tests, and I doubt you'll have to do that. Now, if you do, though, and he tells you that, he's a pretty honest, he's an honest man. I mean, I've known the man for 30 years. And one thing, I'm just so afraid, because you're in an exact position to get ripped off. These are the kinds of homeowners people love when they don't know. It's the great unknown. Because, Cindy, if somebody came in there and they had a good pitch, they could say, well, Cindy, we're going to have to pull up this whole floor, and we're going to have to do the whole ceiling downstairs. You'd probably think, well, okay, right? So I wouldn't bother.
That was my first thought.
What's that?
That was my first thought. I'm going to have to rip everything apart and see what's going on.
And you may not have to. And in fact, Genesis also has ways of making strategic openings for drying it out. You see, the truth about mold, first and foremost, mold is not good, but not all of it is toxic. Now, it's not all great, but it's not all really seriously toxic, but you still don't want it. But the truth about mold is this: once you dry up the food source, you are fine to go. And the food source would be water, or some organic material. Once you clean that up, then all you have to do is encapsulate or remove whatever is there. It doesn't require, a lot of people treat it like asbestos, and it doesn't have to be, unless you had extreme toxic mold. And for that, you got to remove it. But it's, ever since Ed McMahon, I don't know if you realize this, Ed McMahon was the first major mold case in the United States. He was the sidekick for Johnny Carson, who did, before Jimmy Fallon did the Tonight Show. Okay. That guy sued his insurance company and won millions and millions of dollars because of a mold case. If you really go back and look at his case, it wasn't even that strong. But ever since then, people used that court precedent to get insurance companies to pay for mold. Hey, Brian, aren't insurance companies scared to death about mold?
They are, and it was resonating with me as you were talking there, because we deal with this so frequently, where these remediation companies, you got to be so careful, because they come in there and they use scare tactics.
They want to rebuild the freaking house.
And they won't give you a price. That's the weird thing. They'll say, you know what, we don't have time.
All right, break when you get a chance, buddy.
Right now, you just sign here, let's get going. We'll build the insurance company, and before you know it, I mean, you just have these claims that are out of control. Or if you end up not making the claim, you have a bill that is out of control. But they try to rip everything out, and they want to cut the drywall up. And I understand if it's a big water claim, they have to do certain things. But it seems like they do that on relatively minor water losses.
By the way, I got to take a break. But she mentioned, and I want to address it, she didn't want to put in a homeowner's claim, or wasn't going to, and I'm not sure if it's apropos or not. We'll talk about that and more coming up.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino. Now, Michael Brown tomorrow morning at 6:30 KHOW, Denver. Now, impact traffic.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Some major sore spots out west into the high country. I-70 westbound closed before US 6 Loveland Pass due to an accident. Loveland Pass east and westbound closed as well for safety concerns between I-70 and Montezuma Road. Not much movement out west into the mountains. Into the Denver Metro, fairly calm drive out there. I-25 north and southbound showing highway speeds through town. With traffic, I'm Mark Swan.
Need new blinds? At Blindster.com, we offer guaranteed low prices, guaranteed satisfaction, free samples, and free shipping. At Blindster, we take the fear out of ordering custom blinds, shades, and shutters so you can do it yourself and save big. Blindster.com.
Hey, Vestera Turnkey is a strategy developed by Barry Miller and his team to go out to the country and find the most promising markets for buying rentals, the best purchase prices and appreciation potential, and positive rent cash flow. They get you into these properties now one at a time. In other words, they don't pull your investments. When you go to Vestera, what they do is put you with a property. They recommend what to buy, when to buy, where to buy, when to sell, and they have a management company in between. You don't get any of the conventional hassles or risks. Now, mybiggestreturn.com. Now, I recommend you go with Vestera whenever you can. I think the minimum investment might be 65 or 70, but a lot of people want to do part of it only, or they want to partner. And that's where Wave 8 Wealth Management has been working with Vestera, because we are going to put together some partnerships where we can own a couple properties together to help you get the same appreciation and stuff, but you don't have to take on the whole thing by yourself. If you're interested, of course, I always suggest you go direct to VesteraTurnkey.com, mybiggestreturns.com to get in on your own. But if you want to partner with someone, Wave 8 Wealth Management, that's me and my company, you can reach us at 303-771-HELP, 771-4357. And if you're calling Vestera, it is right here, 303-888-3788. Red Rocks Roof and Solar. If you're looking for solar, Red Rocks is the place to go. Not only do they know the solar systems, they know how to install them, they know how to service them, they know about the tax credits, they know about the commercial grants available for businesses to get them paid for 100% or more even, and how to sell back to the grid and make positive cash flow. They know about the residential home loans, what you can get for solar, whatever you want. They know about it. RedRocksRS.com, 303-704-2449.
By the way,
all this hitting at once, huh?
I haven't even told you another Kelly thing that you will love.
Go ahead.
And Brian will love this too. When we why is Brian calling me? Why are you calling me? Hi.
Her son is in Arizona.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
I'm riding
Why?
in Progressive.
Okay. All right.
They're with Nationwide here.
So the first car I ever turned in, so my dad bought me a Toyota Solara for my 26th birthday, because my birthday is June 26th, so it was kind of a thing. Anyway.
Is that when you learned to drive?
No, it was on.
Okay.
Did he put the car on layaway?
I don't even know what the hell it is. But I will tell you, so we traded that car in for 2 Chevy Trailblazers when my daughter was born. So we had used it with Trevor, but I thought I was a, cool chick and how to negotiate stuff. I didn't realize that in every car there were tools to change.
Oh yeah, the tire changing tools.
Yeah.
Used to be.
So I negotiated that as part because I thought that was totally specific for that car.
So you're like, you got to throw in the tools for me, kind of thing.
So I literally negotiated that. Adam did one of these. Left the room.
That's funny.
K-Way still has it. Freedom still has it. But for whatever reason, this one, it does not have access to the converted folder. Yeah. So I've informed Noah and Dom they'll look into it when they look into it.
Let's not put too much work on them.
You know, Mark, when you were yelling earlier,
Yeah.
I told Riley when we were
It was
walking
fun
the
in the good old days
you
down here.
recognize Mark's voice
There
now.
was an
that you
engineer
really
Oh.
dealt with, you dealt with him every day.
When I first started filling in on Dan's show, that was exactly. I mean, there was a dude.
I was sent
that
a
there. I
video.
don't remember what his name was.
Jeff, maybe.
From a friend of mine.
The little
From
There was a little
Talib and
guy.
myself 25 plus years ago.
And Mike Irving was in every day.
It was wild.
Or you could call. What was it?
Now I'm trying to find it. I told the guy to send me a better one. But the dude's
Somebody would always answer.
telling a story of me in Vegas.
Well, the crazy part is,
And
I also remember working here, and
I think I was up on stage
when I
doing
first started
maybe
filling
karaoke
in
or
for
something.
Suzanne,
But for some reason I had a guitar.
you know, when she was out,
And I had this
I'd come
move.
in and fill in.
I could drop down and go Indian style and pop back up. So I could literally drop down, I'd be sitting Indian style, then pop right back up.
Basically ring the
And this
doorbell,
guy,
somebody always
his name was
answered
Larry.
the
He was a
door.
good friend of Talib and mine
Always.
way back when. He's dead. But this guy was laughing so hard trying to explain to these other people what it's like to watch me pop down Indian style and pop back up. I forgot I used to do that.
What do I know?
I might break something if I tried that now.
Comfort of your own home. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins. We have you covered.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. So, we basically, I think, covered everything there. Brian, on insurance, why would she not put in an insurance claim? Would that be considered a casualty loss if she discovered this and somebody had not years ago put in a flange? Cindy, how long ago was that toilet installed?
10 years.
So did you have it installed?
No, it was a handyman from nextdoor.com.
No, but I mean is, did you own the house at the time?
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yes.
Okay. So, Brian, if you discovered that somebody did something wrong, and I don't know if the timeline's important or not, would it ever be covered by homeowners?
Yeah, it could be. But see, if it happened over that long period of time, it would have to fall underneath the coverage of seepage, which is, something that not all policies cover. So you would have to have an extra rider if the company provided it. But even with that said, Tom, depending on the total amount of damage, I'm very hesitant to give people a recommendation to make a water claim in general. It would have to be a pretty big claim for me to give the advice to make the claim in the first
water
place.
claims
Because
considered dirty, and did they give you cooties as a?
They do give you cooties. They are one of the worst losses that you can have for insurance, and specifically for the reason of mold.
Why
Why
do they look at people askance when they've had some water claims? Do they think that they're looking for trouble, or?
No. I really do think it's more along the lines of what is the remaining damage that's there. Did it truly? And that's some of the conversations you have with underwriters. They'll ask, was it professionally remediated? What exactly happened? They want to know that it was something that was completely cleaned up. They don't want something that's going to come rise up later as far as with mold, whether it be liability with mold, that someone's breathing in, or just the damage that's caused from it. So water is just one of those claims that you don't want to make unless it's a pretty substantial claim.
Okay. So she's pretty accurate in what she's doing at this point. Did you have a question, Cindy, for him? He's in the homeowner's insurance business.
Yeah, well, no, thank you. I did put a homeowner's claim in several months ago for a roof because somebody said I can get a whole new roof. It was so bad. Yeah. And I got denied. They said, no, it's not horrible. You don't need a whole.
Wait a minute.
A couple of repairs. So.
Cindy, that you should have called a really reputable roofer first. And because once you call the insurance company, whether they replace it or not, it counts against you. Did you know that?
I know that, and I should have called. The guy goes, "You don't even need to call your agent. You can just call the."
Did you have any neighbors getting new roofs?
No, it was from the hail from a year ago.
I understand that, but you did put in a claim, right? You opened an actual claim, right?
I did, and so they fixed a little bit of my patio roof and
how much?
Better. They gave me $3,000, and it cost about $3,000, so it was an even. But now I've got a claim in.
No, but here's what I want you to do. Now that you got the black eye of a claim, I want you to do something. I want you to re-examine that claim because you have 3 years to reopen it. What I mean by that is you want somebody you can trust to at least give it the once over. I would call Excel Roofing, and I would just say, do I need a roof? Here's what happened a few years ago, and they only gave me $3,000. I would like to know the condition of my roof. I really would. Now, Cindy, why would you do that? Because if it turns out that you do need a roof, I'm not talking about from old age, but you need a roof as a result of that hailstorm. Now that you put in a claim, you've actually extended the deadline. You only have a year from the date of loss, but since you did a claim and you got $3,000, now you got 3 years to reopen it if they didn't treat you right. If Excel Roofing thinks, you probably do need a roof and it probably was hurt in that hailstorm more than your insurance company said, then I would get an insurance adjuster involved, namely, I would say Paragon Services, Matt Stanford, and I would have him open a claim, and you might be able to get a new roof. Now, I'm not saying they weren't honest with you. It could be that you only had a few damages, but it's very unlikely that $3,000 would have fixed anything. It almost sounds like they just wanted to appease you and get you off their back. Cindy, don't take that lightly now. I know you're worried about this toilet. Worry about that. Do that on your own dime. But please do me a favor and call Genesis when it comes to that. And you can also call Genesis about your roof, but you can also call Excel Roofing. But call a good roofer to give you an opinion about your roof and that specific damage they said you had to make sure it's not more extensive. Please do that. And then let us know. Let us know what happens. Yes, because I think I have a sneaky feeling that you probably have a roof coming. How old is that roof, by the way?
I have no idea. Seriously, maybe 15, 18. I don't even know.
From that 1-year-old storm, from that storm that happened a year before that, were other neighbors getting their roofs replaced from that storm?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, Cindy.
Yes, I don't know.
Then please do not wait. I want you to call and get this started. Call Genesis. While he's there, he can take a look at your roof. I mean, you can have it all done with one person looking at it if you want. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We got more coming right up.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Some major sore spots out west into the high country. I-70 westbound closed before US 6 Loveland Pass due to an accident. Loveland Pass east and westbound closed as well for safety concerns between I-70 and Montezuma Road. Not much movement out west into the mountains. Into the Denver Metro, fairly calm drive out there. I-25 north and southbound showing highway speeds through town. With traffic, I'm Mark Swan.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com, and we sell custom blinds, shades, and shutters at low prices. Our blinds are handcrafted to fit your windows, and if they don't, for any reason, we'll remake them for free. Your satisfaction is always guaranteed at Blindster.com.
John Fuller is a personal injury attorney and one of the few, in fact, the only one I know that'll talk to you right now before you hire them. Before you think about hiring anyone, if you just have a question, most of the time you can call a personal injury firm and get on the list and then they'll have an intake committee or something. But with John Fuller, you can say, I want to talk to John first. John will talk to you about your case, about what it's worth, where to collect, what your next step should be. That's all free. If you decide to hire him, no obligation. But if you do, it's on a percentage fee basis. And then you never have out of pocket. So I want you to call John Fuller for any help that you need with a personal injury without any obligation. 303-597-4500, 597-4500. That's John Fuller. And the website is callfuller.com. Callfuller.com. Hey, if you're looking for a loan right now, CMG Financial, friendly, happy to serve, and happy to get the right loan for you. Whether it's a conventional loan, a reverse loan, or maybe you want the all-in-one loan, a 30-year line of credit that you can pay up or down. Well, you pay it down, borrow it up when you need it. That's partnerinlending.com, partnerinlending.com, CMG Financial. Talk to John, 303-882-6679, 882-6679.
It's a new year.
Not even that.
It would be fun to invite my business lawyer, whose office is nearby, to talk about all the scams that he's been involved in.
Yep.
That would be super entertaining.
9 minutes. Really. And make sure I cough all the mics so Zach gets.
God, you
158.20.
I share.
And then I got to go do a infomercial.
Today?
So I missed all.
Yeah, I did not like the one I did before.
Yeah, it was worth it.
What?
The shake weight?
The shake weight, yeah.
I could talk about all the cool shit we found in garbage and recyclables, including $80,000 in cash.
Oh, no,
You
wait,
really
wait,
found 80K?
no freaking way. What do you do when you find that much?
From May DNF.
You go to the bank?
Do you get to keep it?
No. You
Put
remember?
it all on black.
Now, wait. Oh, you mean like mafia money?
No, May DNF. Remember the department store called May DNF?
Yes, absolutely I do. It came fullies.
Was it in a cocaine bag?
Yeah, their facilities became full.
How did it end up in the trash?
Dude, so we were doing, when they shut down their downtown office, that was their headquarters. We pulled about 18 semi-loads of files out of there to be destroyed in banker boxes. So our guys were shredding the files.
Wait,
And
snowing right now,
and the
or
guy,
is that just blowing off the
Jose,
trees?
picks up a box, dumps it onto the conveyor belt.
Is it
All this cash flies out.
Dimitri,
Bills, dollar bills.
what
Yeah.
did you do with it? Be
It
honest.
happened at the exact moment my client and I were walking by because they wanted to see that we were actually shredding.
Oh, so they saw their own money.
Out of like 30,000 boxes. This guy's there for 5 minutes, and the only box that had the cash that we know of, poof.
Went all over.
Yeah, so he grabbed it all up. I had him sign a receipt. But
Yeah, I bet he did.
I had him sign a receipt for it. And then he probably went back to work. Look, I found $500.
What did
the
you
files.
guys do with it?
What we
Did you
think
get to
happened was
keep
somebody
any
was
of it?
stealing money.
No, the guy took it, Tom. The guy happened to be there.
Yeah, pay attention,
Oh.
Tom is asking.
But how'd
somebody
you
in their
come across
cash
it?
room was stashing cash.
They were
And they sent in the
going
wrong
through
box.
boxes. He was at Mady enough, clearing up file boxes.
Offline.
And they dumped it out on the conveyor belt because they were destroying all these files. And when they dumped one of these boxes out, there was all this cash. $80,000 of cash.
Oh.
Somebody was in their accounting department was stealing.
Okay.
They were putting this in boxes, putting files on top, and then the guy would be like, "Okay, I'm taking homework again with me for the weekend."
Oh
we
my
would walk out with
crazy.
a box
Forget
of
money, huh?
files.
Wow.
And he must have forgot about a box, or got fired before, or somebody moved the box.
Yeah.
God knows how many boxes he got away with. He or she
Wow.
got away with.
Oh, yeah, that's the Battery Club. Sure is.
Oh,
Crazy.
gosh.
That was pretty cool. But of all the times,
Big old
customer.
fat flakes.
Yeah.
Then I also have
That's
great
what I was
stories about
saying.
how we were
Are
destroying
we
lottery
snowing, or are we
tickets.
just blowing?
Really?
These two Mexicans.
Oh,
Every
no.
Friday, they would go cash in a stack of lottery tickets at the St. King Superstore.
Oh, because they were taking them, you're saying, from there?
Yes.
Wow.
These are the scratch-off tickets.
Yeah.
And I had a contract with King Supers to destroy winning lotto tickets.
Okay.
Lottery tickets.
Lottery
Scratch-offs.
tickets. Yeah.
Well, they're supposed to punch a hole when you cash in a ticket for $50 or less.
Yeah.
They're supposed to punch a hole in it.
Oh,
But
so
that
these
was-
had already been claimed,
They've been
and then
claimed.
you were supposed to destroy
Someone
them.
didn't get a hole punch in them.
And then they would take those.
We were shredding them, and these two Mexicans started showing up at the neighboring King Supers every single Friday with a 2-inch stack of winning non-punched lottery scratch-off tickets.
10 seconds,
Well, it didn't take long for some.
Are off for President's Day here at the home office. Speaking of which, who is your favorite all-time president and why? We're back on Tuesday to discuss at 2 here on 630 KHOW.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Okay. I want to show you this real quick. I think it's pretty cool. This is a $100,000 shower. It's like a whole room back there. I don't know if you can see it, but I put it up on our feed. If you go to referralist.com or Troubleshooter Network, not referralist.com, Troubleshooter Network or Referralist on YouTube, we have a channel. Don't look for me. Look for Troubleshooter Network. Now, if you look at these closely, that is like a whole room back there. I think it's a double shower, that rounded glass, and then I believe it's porcelain walls or whatever it is. It's beautiful, but it's pretty darn cool. I mean, so what you see is that front part, right? But it actually goes back and around and a bench. It's like a community shower almost. I mean, damn. So what's in your mind today? We probably can't take a new call. I guess we could, but we're not going to. I want to ask Compass Insurance Group if they could come back and recap some of did you have any really good insurance checkups where you could save people substantial money?
Well, so Riley, my son's been here, and he was actually working on one. So he has an example of one that he got that he was able to do.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I had someone call in, a current Allstate customer, been there for 20 years. Very similar to the last situation where they had state minimum limits, $25,000 a person, and I noticed while shopping it, they had no mortgage on the home. So immediately I knew they had assets and yet had no protection. So I shopped them with one of our companies, came back, saved $1,700, and I brought their liability from $25,000 a person up to $1.5 million and saved them $1,700.
Oh my God!
Nice.
They had only $25,000.
$25,000 a person, and it paid off house worth over $700K.
They were in serious danger. Plus, he saved them money. Holy crap! That's a great one. And that is Riley with Compass. He's his son, and he gets my dinger at the end of the show. That's good. Anyway, I
never got the dinger.
Hey, don't forget
Thank God.
Don't forget referralist.com for help information and referrals. Call 303-MARTINO 24/7. That's 303-627-8466. Save all your problems for us. You guys, I got to go on a call.
At Real Tom Martino.
And stay connected with all of us
at 630 KHOW.